restored in wrestling in public, which is a rare occasion, but it's really nice to see the boys hang out. And it looks like the luchador is offering to buy more drinks. But the bandit wants to buy the drinks. Now the luchador strongly suggests he buys the drinks and loses his temper. The referee saves the day and offers to buy the drinks. Thank God, because this might have gotten ugly if he didn't. Uh-oh. I just remembered. He's broke. We don't pay him enough. And the luchador throws his drinks in the bandit's face. And folks, we're in for a slobber knocker tonight. We're wrestling in a local bar. And he's taking it to an old school cowboy western movie move and slides him across the table. I damn sure hope the bartender has insurance on her damn bar. Because wrestling in public doesn't cover any damages. No, luchador, what are you doing? Get down. Think about your family. Think about your fans. They're hanging on top of the bar table. Somebody's gonna get hurt. And the bandit falls down to the ground. And the luchador has no good in his face because he's jumping at a frog splash right off the bar table. He's going for a pin. 1, 2, and he kicks out. The bandit kicks out early. And the luchador thinks something's wrong. He thinks the referee's counting too slow. He's yelling at the ref. He needs to focus on his damn opponent because it's a wrestling match. And folks, if he connects with this move, it's over. He's going to do his signature move. The clothesline from him, he misses. The bandit put him in a sleeper hold. He's going to cut off the blood flow of the carotid artery. This may induce a loss of consciousness, and the luchador's life will be on the line. The ref has to do a 3 count, and this match is over. 1. Oh my God, this is it. 2. This is over, folks. He's out of conscience. He's alive. The luchador's alive. And he's restored power. He's taking it up to another level. 1 to the chest. 2 to the chest. 3, he's free. He's going to finish him off with a clothesline from him, and he misses again. Folks, I think the luchador has met his match. Oh, and he clocks his head and he bashes his head against the beer dispenser. For the love of God, the bandit has been in control of this whole match. He has been 1 step ahead of the luchador the entire match, folks. And he's getting ready to finish him off with his special. He's going to put him in the... Whoa! The luchador caught his kick. He spins him around. I can't believe what I'm about to see. Stunner. He just did the stone cold stunner. Getting on top of him for the pin. 1, 2, 3. This match is over, folks. The luchador did it again. He's the longest reigning champion in wrestling in public history. No one is able to take down the luchador. Folks, you gotta give it to him. The luchador, and you definitely gotta give it to the bandit. I guarantee this is not the last time we will see the bandit. Folks, check in next time on the next episode of...
Hell yeah, Connor, how you doing? Swell, you? I'm doing good. You look like you sell weed to high school kids outside. All the way from the great state of Chicago. Everyone, let's give her some love. It's Sarah Perry. Give it up for Sarah!
Keep up for Bryan and his obvious public school education there.
Can somebody explain to me what this Man Rife shit's all about? Is it true that it's like an OnlyFans account too?
That's new news. I'm about to find out.
I just made him $4.95 a month.
Because there's no furniture and we're all on folding chairs, it feels like we're all a family. We really need to decide who wants to take this. Nicaragua, guys. Anybody know where that is? You are a confident man, huh? Where's that come from? You probably got a big dick, huh? What a lucky woman, or is that your sister?
No, that's Connor's girlfriend.
Oh, Connor.
You guys didn't meet online? You guys didn't meet online? You guys did it? Do you guys not have dating apps in Cleveland? Is that what's going on?
What are you talking about?
What is That's really mean because my edible just hit and that's like really mean.
Oh, man.
Yeah, are you a guy that'll walk? How do you feel? Not how do you feel about it, but are you a guy that has any proclivity towards something like that? Are you a guy that can walk into the casino, lose a little bit or win a little bit and split?
Well, I'm broke, so I just got back from the casino, spent the $20 I had, and I was like, time to talk to Alan, Bill, and Mary.
Right. And what's your game?
I like the Wonder Woman penny slots. I've lost 2 mortgages on that slot.
So that's not
And
what
you
we're
never
talking
had
about.
a mortgage.
Never.
No, 2 other people's mortgages.
Yeah.
We were talking about people's lucky spots. Those are very unlucky spots for you. But you keep going back.
I keep going back.
Keep going back.
Say I'm an addict.
Yeah.
You like her outfit? Is that what keeps you going to that specific slot?
Wonder Woman?
Yeah, I'm like, Linda Carter.
Is it old school Wonder Woman? I didn't know if it was the Gal Gadot in the 1984 or whatever it is. It's old school Linda Carter?
From what it's Linda Carter.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, she a baddie.
Tomorrow night, Bill is going to be your host, by the way, on the Cleveland Funny Bus.
And will I be dressed like Wonder Woman? You'll have to get on the bus and see.
And Bryan is one of the comics who is your tour guide on this. I think last time I did it, you were the tour guide, I believe. Well, I guess I just did one with Julia, but I did one with you, too.
Before she...
Who calls a what kind of mayor calls a kid a fat ass? Come on, man.
Possibly, he playing on the odds of me. I almost got shot in them robberies. 9 months later than BZ did. You even took away one of JG's kids. Shed a little light that you got to give, cause I'm wondering how you let me live. I got a long way to go to make it, praying for a miracle. I've been grinding for all of my life just to find me again. Got testify and let me spread my wits. I got a long way to go to make it, praying for a miracle. I've been grinding for all of my life just to find me again. Got testify and let me spread my wits. I send them on saints, look it up in the face. Some weekend of guns and I'm speaking in tongues. And speaking of tongues, I'm taking my glasses. Sipping on the bottom and the planet molasses. Rocking the world and I could offer the axis. Practice of madness, judgment, imagine. If you had a hand for help, but the cards you dealt. Set a man up and do it yourself. I took time with a rhyme and the dine itself. The design is felt like a Mona Lisa. Recently, decency was easily confused for weakness. He He preaches through telekinesis, knees is weak when I speak up. Then astral projected right through your speakers. He is the man amongst men, but still I got
a long way to go to make it, praying for a miracle. I've been grinding for all of my life just to find me again.
got testify and let me spread my wings. I got
A long way to go to make it, praying for a miracle. I've been grinding for all of my life just to find me again.
got testify and let me spread my wings.
Tractor systems are offline. Number one. Ladies and gentlemen, here it is.
No Outlet Live, with your favorite hosts on the North Coast, Jeremy Tomesek and Jarrod Stover. The road to boredom ends here.
No outlet, but I need to charge my phone.
No Outlet Live.
Welcome back to another episode of No Outlet Live. It is September 23rd, 2023. This is the best live podcast you will find broadcasted on the internet. Live, meaning we are actually here. You could leave a voicemail to the show, 216-647-0064. I am accompanied by the homeboy you were just looking at a second ago, Jarrod Stover.
What up, what up?
What's going on, my man?
I didn't have my shit loaded up. I almost missed everything.
Yeah, I'm glad that you didn't, man, because that was fire how you called me on them applause, dude.
And they didn't even know.
Hey, we are accompanied by somebody I've been waiting to have guests on the show for quite some time. It is a local comedian. He is known as the master of ceremonies at various mics that you'll see around the comedy scene. He's a third part of a super trio that is going on in the Cleveland comedy scene, and he is also your tour guide on the Funny Bus in Cleveland. Give it up for Bryan Sternik.
Great fucking intro. And also, thanks for the Bud Light. This is a very progressive podcast. I'm super pumped.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? You gotta stay with the community and stay with the times, baby.
Hell yeah, dude.
So I've been wanting to ask you this for a while, and we've talked several times when I'm an open micer, so I see you at the open mic scene, and I never really asked you, how did you start comedy?
Oh man, you really dragged. I actually thought about this earlier. I started because when I was 20, I was going to community college, and I didn't know what I wanted to do. And I was actually planning on killing myself. I bought a rope and everything, and it was rough.
That's funny.
I got into comedy, but you know what the good thing about it is thank God I didn't kill myself. But I figured out when I bought the rope from Home Depot, I found out that there's like over 300 types of knots. Which is, I never would have learned that if I didn't like buy that rope.
Right. We were talking about ties like that, but not rope.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
I didn't learn that shit in Cub Scouts. Like, I learned that because I was like, man, I'm 22. Life sucks.
Like, what if you are in Cub Scouts and you're like, I'm just trying to figure out how to hang myself, and I need to know the best way.
Yeah.
I'd join the Cub Scouts.
I Google searched how to tie a rope, and I like figured out, I was like, man, fuck this. And then I went to community college. I missed a bunch of speech classes, and I told an impromptu speech about happiness. And my teacher already failed me in the course. But
did you do it while you were frowning? Like,
I was
sad.
I was like, this is it. This is my last speech. And then I walked out, and I just walked out. I did my speech and walked out.
That was your epic moment.
And everyone's like,
so
what the
there.
fuck? And some dude runs up behind me like it's in a rom-com, and he was like, dude, you are so fucking funny. And I was like, what?
And you knew right there, you were like, I don't need to kill myself. I just need to make people laugh.
Yeah, and I already knew I was funny, but you forget it because I'm like, oh, you can't make a career being funny. But then the dude's like, you're so funny. I was like, dude, I literally was about to kill myself. And he was like, well, dude,
You're being dead serious about this right now.
I'm
you
dead
were
serious.
really thinking about, you're having like suicidal thoughts and things?
Oh, 100%. And I did speech. I was good in the speech class. Like I did a speech on how to be Batman like a couple months before. And it was like a demonstrative speech. You know, like people like make grilled cheese sandwiches while they talk about how they make them. I dressed up as Batman while talking about you need a villain and shit.
How'd you go from setting your standards so high to want to be Batman to saying a thing about happiness because you wanted to off yourself, and then you're like, oh, I'm funny. Like,
yeah, then I was like,
that's
I
a
need
hard
to,
turn.
I need to go look for some open mics. That's what happened. Yeah, it's wild.
That was the itch then.
That's neat.
Like,
So,
yeah.
and at what point did you start finding out? Because I've seen you in a bunch of different scenarios, and you engage with the crowd even when you're in the crowd. I've seen you do a lot of these examples of you just being able to connect with people and engage with them. When did you notice that you really had something going for you? Because you and your trio, Secret Society Comedy, you guys are running the best open mic. You guys are running some of the best shows. Big time comedians come out here to work with you guys, and they show up to your venues. When did like all of this happen, and like the accumulation of you starting off suicidal and then trying to do an open mic to actually being like, I don't know, you guys were in Scene Magazine, Cleveland.
Yeah. Well, so this is going to be a long one. So I started working at a bar after I went 4 years community college. Then I left, or maybe 3.5. I think I might have been 21. No, I was 21, turning 22. So I was 21 in college, right before I did comedy. I started when I was 22. And I started working at a bar before because I was like, oh, if I want to be a comedian, I know I'm going to be broke. So I saved up like $10,000 from working at the bar. Then I quit the bar because I was doing open mics for like 3 or 4 months. And I was like, I want to get better at comedy. So I didn't have a job for a year. And I just did open mics. And I blew past that 10G. I blew past it in a year.
Oh, yeah, 10 G's will just go by
It went by
fast.
I'm surprised it didn't go by faster. And I was paying my rent and like my phone bill and everything in a year. And I had a girlfriend. She's like, I want to go out to eat. And I was like, bitch, we eating McDonald's.
Dude,
like, I can't afford this shit. I'm going old school. Like my family taught me.
at least you were smart enough to just pay for the essentials. You're like, yeah, we go eat Taco Bell or whatever.
Yeah, it was Taco Bell, Burger King, McDonald's, ramen noodles. I didn't know that you could put butter and hot sauce and mix them, and that could be the sauce for ramen noodles.
Oh, you're speaking my language.
I didn't know that either till right now.
It's fucking amazing because
my mind is blown. I'm like, holy shit, that would be so genius. Why have I never thought about
Dude,
that?
it is so good.
It's wild because the butter, the sweetness of the butter cancels out the extra hot, and you just get all the flavor. It's wonderful. I highly recommend get some. I don't even like Frank's, but I would do with Frank's. I'm like, Frank's pretty good. Then I'd have Frank's. I'm like, fuck.
So you do that. You do that 1 year of where you're practicing your craft super hard. You already saved up the money to pay your essential bills
for about
rent
a year.
and the phone for about a year.
Yeah.
And you work this up, and then you come across the other two, David Horning and Jeremy Demery.
Yeah.
Through that process.
Well, no. So I was doing that, and then I started at LVT actually. That was my first mic.
LVT.
Like and I ran it eventually. So I started doing it at LVT and then other shows. And then I took over this place, Duck Island. It was like it started at like 11 p.m. on a Tuesday or Thursday.
Was that a part of your 10 grand? I don't mean to cut you off.
I got paid like $30 to run the show.
Well, no, the 10 grand. Did you buy equipment to show up to bars like that?
They already had
do the mic.
They already had the equipment. They just asked me to set it up, and I was like, cool. So they gave me $30. No, I didn't even get $30 for that one. I got a free bar tab. So I would just get wasted like at 11 p.m.
Dude,
and
that's the only reason I work.
And that place was illegal too. They were bribing cops to stay open. It was wild. So I did that, and then I started running Duck. And then I started running LVT. I got asked to run it, and I stopped. And then I started running a local showcase, Dina's. That's kind of where I set my foot for like running a good show, because LVT was a really good show at that point. When I was running it, I'm completely being like, oh, it was still a shit show, but it was the controlled shit show that everyone
I
wants.
bombed my face off at LVT well after this had to have happened, because I just recently I did comedy all of last year.
Yeah.
And when I went to LVT, I bombed my face off, but I could tell that the room was actually really well set up for a good open mic, because you have two different rooms. You got the one room where people are doing comedy, then there's a doorway that goes to the bar where people are like eating and stuff, but it's actually small, so you're forced to hear the comedy. I think that's a good setup.
Yeah, and everyone gets shit. Have you ever been to that room?
Well, I don't want to sound like stupid, but I barely ever go out of my house. But what is LVT? What does that stand for?
It's called Lakewood Village Tavern.
Oh, gotcha.
It's the ultimate dive bar.
For people who don't like go out like to comedy and stuff, I didn't know what that meant. But
just
like,
every day of the week, you could just go there and get a cheap burger.
Okay, do they do a lot of like open mics there? Or?
They do a Wednesday mic, and then they do, I think they do like trivia and like karaoke. I did karaoke last night there. I just did a song and then walked out.
Dude, I'm about some karaoke too.
Yeah, do it. It's cheap drinks and shit.
One thing that I noticed by going out and doing the open mic scene is that most bars are starting to adopt having a night for people to show up and do open mics. It's actually super popular out here, and almost, dude, I can tell you about 2 of 10 bars are holding an open mic.
Well, I think right now is a good time for comedians because of the writer's strike or whatever.
It's booming.
Because
the
now
writers
it's like
are
reality
doing
shows and stuff, and like they can't put out content that's any kind of writing, so it's all reality stuff, all like like more towards comedians. And I think comedians do very good right now because of that strike. Like, you guys are eating good right now.
Yeah,
you should go out and get it.
The only con though is that like people that aren't comics that are famous are like, time to get into stand-up comedy, and then you got another fucking T.I.
Oh yeah, but you're always
jokes.
gonna have that at the top.
It's bound
like in
to
the
happen.
hierarchy of like comedy or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You're always
Jeremy
gonna have
Piven
the
did that.
mainstream.
Jeremy
Yeah.
Piven did that, and he was bad. But now Jeremy Piven's a really now he's like he understands it because he worked
But
at it.
do you feel like that because you do like you don't do comedy, but do you think if you practice it enough you can be a comedian? You know what I'm saying? Like you go out and you can feel the crowd, you can read a room, you can do things. If you're good at that, I think you could become a comedian.
Well, also a thing that's not talked about with comedy is like, let's say like when T.I. did his first comedy set in front of like a shit ton of people. There were so many better comedians, obviously, that probably were in like a 20-mile radius of that arena that could have done it. But T.I., since he could sell, the booker's like, let's just fucking throw. T.I.'s about to do it, so it's an easy path.
Is T.I. a comedian?
He tried it. I don't know if he still does it.
He still is.
Is he still doing it?
You want to know something
I didn't know
crazy?
he was. Like,
so check this out. When I first heard it, I didn't even try yet. I started doing open mic comedy June of last year. And I ran through 1 year, and then I kept working on this podcast. I've been on a break. But he was doing, the word went around that T.I. was doing comedy before that. And I remember hearing it, and I was like, there ain't no way. I would never even fucking pay to watch it. And then he started coming through every city. He came here and sold super expensive tickets.
He was at the
to his
Improv,
shows.
wasn't he?
I can't remember where he was. He might have been at Hilarities.
Was his set solid though? Like, is that something I should check out on Netflix?
I'm
or
assuming
something?
it's horrible.
No,
okay,
so
I would
check
assume
this
it
out.
was too. That's why you were saying, and I was like, I don't know.
So
like,
I love T.I. I'm assuming the comedy's bad.
well, yeah, but stay in your lane, dude. You're a rapper.
Yeah.
Since then,
that's why we love you.
Since then, there's this thing on YouTube. You could go and watch some of the best roast, the Black Culture roast crews. They're all gathering up on this YouTube channel. I can't remember what it's called, but they're having these roast battles where they're in like classrooms, and T.I. showed up and he held his own. So I was like, okay, like he does have some funny to him.
So you guys have both seen this. I didn't know T.I. was a comedian till right now. Like, that shit's nuts to me.
It was news like I think it was like it was either during COVID or right after, like 2021, I think. It's got to be a couple years old by now.
I think you're right. It was during COVID.
Well, I don't feel like I meet T.I. in person and think, that dude's trying to be funny. Like, he's always been
4'2". He's got to be funny.
Well, maybe he is. I've never seen him in real life, you know?
Dude, T.I.'s about to pop you if he hears this.
Yeah, like, I wouldn't mess with him. You said that shit. Like, if you're dead next week, I understand why.
Hey, like and subscribe. Like and subscribe, Tip. I love your first album, dude.
Don't fuck with the Rubber Band Man.
The next episode of this is just Jarrod.
Yes. And I will carry on the legacy.
So you go through this. You start doing the better mic at Dina's. You said.
Yeah, that was a monthly one where it was my hometown in Old Brooklyn. Represent OB.
OB
yeah,
rep.
I got to rep OB, man. It's getting gentrified now. I don't want it like that. I want
everything's
OB.
getting gentrified.
I don't want coffee shops. When I was 14, I walked down this street and it was the bad street, so I bought a Raiders hat specifically for this occasion. Every time I walked down the street, some dude was on his porch drinking at like 6 p.m. He's like, yo, little dude. And I was like, what's up? And he was like, where'd you get that hat? And I was like, I got it at Lids. It was on discount. He's like, cool. And I walked away. I was like, man, I'm so fucking cool now. Like some grown man just complimented my hat.
Dude, I feel like we live the same life.
It was amazing. And then afterwards, I walked back from my friend's house at like 1 a.m. And that dude, there were 3 cop cars. And that dude that complimented my hat was like passed out or knocked out in the middle of the street. And cop cars were like interviewing the rest of the people on the porch. And I just like slowly hid my Oakland Raiders hat. Like I covered my head. I was like, no, this is Cleveland. This is a Cleveland Indians hat. It's good. Yeah, but I like that part of Old Brooklyn. I don't want like, oh my God, let's get a dog. Like, let's not have kids.
I don't know. I wish they would have gentrified my neighborhood, because the neighborhood I grew up in was very different. Like, we grew up the same, but now I go back there. I like just recently moved back there. And
Where do you live?
It's went so downhill. Bedford, Ohio.
Oh, Bedford.
Like-
Oh, is that getting gentrified for sure?
No, it's not. I wish
Good.
it was. They need to instill that. The neighborhood I grew up in, I love that shit. And I love my upbringing, but the neighborhood that it has become and just so run down.
Are you by the Bedford
lesbians.
Kia? Are you by the Kia?
Oh, right off the Automobile.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Like, please, lesbians, move into that neighborhood. We need you.
We need the lesbos. Let's do it.
Yes, you can bring your doodles with you. I hate fucking dogs, but bring your fucking doodles.
So during your time while you're in Old Brooklyn doing this, you're running this mic once a month.
I was running that one, and I was running LVT.
Now, was the one in Dina's a showcase?
It started off as a local showcase, but then I started making it more club style. So it'd be like I would host, and then it'd be like maybe one guest spot, like a 8 to 10 minute spot.
Now,
or maybe 2, and then there'd be a 15-minute feature, and then like a 30 to 40-minute headliner.
Now, what time do you guys like? When do you meet up with your other two, the other 2/3 of Secret Society, and start actually? You guys have been like exploding around the city, I guess I would say.
Yeah, well, we don't meet up as much. We have a group message that I bitch at them all the fucking time. I feel like I'm like
you guys do like fucking have a lot of banter
back
and forth.
It's horrible, but it's good. I mean, like it's even like I like to view it as like when the declaration was signed, if everyone agreed, then like something's wrong happening. Like I remember when I was a kid learning that shit, and everyone's like, "Oh yeah, no, they were arguing, they hate each other," because it was like the Tea Party. I forgot what part, like Green Party. And
they're building the amendments.
All of them are
The
bitching
Tea
at each
Party.
other. Like all those different parties, they're all bitching at each other. But then
to write the declaration or whatever.
Yeah, and then fucking old ass Benjamin Franklin's like, "I got electrocuted." I was, "Shut the fuck up, Ben."
But
you got an umbrella.
Do you think all the shit they fought about back then even made a difference as to what's going on now?
No.
Like, this is insane right now. Like, we're off the rails.
It does matter now, though.
Nobody remembers why the Tea Party was the Tea
right,
Party
the
or
right
any
to
of
bear
that
arms
bullshit.
and shit like that, though.
They're coming up with those rules and shit.
Nobody remembers Occupy Wall Street and all that, things that are going on now that were going on then, but nobody even cared. And now everybody looks at politics like it's a sport, and you have to pick your team. Like, it's nuts.
My favorite newest comedy like skit that I've seen was Shane Gillis. He has a skit where they're all sitting in like a room and they're all wearing like the old like you remember how they used to have like scabies and shit on their head, so they wear the gray wig. Fucking, he's in the room with all the guys.
Is that why they wore the gray powder wigs? Is that what you're talking about?
I think so, licensed scabies or whatever. But they're arguing about the age of consent, and nobody wants to answer the youngest dude. That is so fucking funny.
Yeah, because nobody wants to say what it is. Like, dude, you sound kind of creepy. Like at this point, yeah. I remember that.
He's like, nobody wants to start. The one dude's like, well, I guess 14. And they're all like, ew, dude, gross. Gross, dude, no.
Okay, maybe a bad example in hindsight.
Yes.
But like, I think that's how like all of it was. They were all just super arguing about all of it. But
you have to argue to get something done, though. That was the point. Like, you gotta argue, and you gotta like.
And that's
if you just listen to one person, that's a dictatorship, you know. And I don't.
If you feel a certain type of way and you don't speak up about it, your abuser will keep abusing you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to, stand up for yourself a little bit and not care really what the backlash would be of that, and just stand up for yourself.
And also sometimes like running a show with 3 dudes, like it's not a crazy thing. Like, so Jeremy was always the tech guy. He ran a couple shows, but they weren't really like, no one was like, oh, I can't wait to do those shows. David ran a show before, and his show was fun, but he did too much. But I always ran a good show, so I was like, hey, I prefer taking the lead on this. But then they have new ideas, and I try to shut it down, but then it's 2 out of 3 rules, so I'm like, fuck, fine, we're doing it. But if it doesn't work...
What's the stupidest idea they came up with that you had to do because you were overruled?
Oh, man, we argue about this all the time. So it's like something little. Before a show, you walk into a showroom, you hear music, right?
Okay.
And... my thing is like, so it's a music thing. We bitch about this for a year. I was in charge of music, and I would just play like like fun songs, like some bullshit fun songs, like Hungry Like the Wolf, and like fucking upbeat songs that everyone knows. But then
shit that makes everybody feel.
We had the show with Mark Norman. Mark Norman came on, and Jeremy was pissed. He had the best set I've ever seen him do.
Jeremy did?
Yeah, Jeremy had the best set I've ever seen him do. He comes after the show, he's like, I'm fucking pissed. You had a fucking song from Grease on there? And I was like, yeah. Yeah, dude. People fucking like that shit. Like, if I'm at the mall and I hear a Grease song, I'm like, ooh, it's electrifying. Let's fucking go. Like, I don't care who's around.
Grease lightning.
So, yeah, like, that shit's fire. Like, let's not kid ourselves.
Like, I'm not about Grease.
Yeah, but is it something to yell at someone? Like, no, I need to do music now because I didn't like that one song.
Jarrod's dad made him watch Grease like 15 times per week. So he
just
like
for the cars, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, you were forced to watch Grease, like in.
He has like a personal distaste.
Yeah.
He like opened up your eyes, like you're in Clockwork Orange. He goes, "It is electrifying."
Yeah, right.
This is how you fix up a car, and this is that.
And then he made me drink milk for no reason.
Yeah. Oh, the fucking. He's putting mousse in your fucking hair. You're freaking out. Yeah, but we argue about that. We still argue about it. But that, to me, that was one of the dumbest arguments because, in my opinion, if something's not broken, don't fix it. You know, if you're putting mentality over like, oh, I just don't like it, I want to fix something that's not broken.
Yeah.
Then you're wasting your mind power to actually fix something that is broken.
And that's hard because then you're holding yourself back. Like you're like,
Yeah.
I don't like this, so we're not going to do it. But it's something that's like, is good, like promoting something or making you guys money or whatever. You know, like you're always holding yourself.
And I
back.
love the dudes too. Like we bitch, like I'm wrong, and like it's like anything. Like I know I'm wrong in some ways, but you again, like what you said, you have to. If you believe in something, you have to defend yourself and prove why. And then sometimes it's also like, all right, where do I compromise at? Because again, like if I'm gonna fight this hard over something little, when something big happens, then I don't feel like I have the right to fight over it. Because then I have control over everything.
Well,
and I don't want to do that.
And that's called ego.
Yeah, so
you
it's
got to
like,
get it in check.
Yeah, so I mean, and it's in comedy, you know that, Jeremy. It happens a lot. Like ego is something you got to control, and some people don't. And when they don't do it, everyone's aware. You're like, yo, that motherfucker's on a power trip right now.
Yeah.
On a Wednesday night at 9 p.m.
Like,
what?
yeah, like you're supposed to go to work tomorrow. Who cares about this?
Yeah, he's getting drunk at a bar, just bombed for 7 minutes at an open mic, and he's pissed.
Like, I'm getting up tomorrow.
Chill.
My day is gonna be shitty. Why is this dude being shitty right now?
And the audience is like, what the fuck is going on? Thank God the show's free. Like that's always what happens.
I say that all the time.
No shit.
No, I think throughout all of the times that I've done open mics and stuff, and I've seen like bickering and a lot of banter, I haven't seen it get too bad. I have had comedians on. Jay Sean Chandler came on, and he said at one point he was doing comedy, and
he does that. He goes, he licks his lips and goes,
Yeah, he does. He's one fly dude. That dude's so cool.
Jay's cool.
But he said that he was doing a mic, and somebody walked up on the stage while he was performing and assaulted him. And, I've never seen it actually go to that lengths. I have seen like arguing back and forth and people act out of pocket. I've even done it myself, and I'm ashamed of it. But, sometimes the shit happens. Sometimes you're in a mood and things happen. What's the worst thing that you've seen while you've been doing this?
You know what? This isn't there's so many bad things. I was there for the Jay Sean thing, by the way. It was comic on comic.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So then you have firsthand information on what happened.
I know that whole story.
He never told me the full story.
I know that. You want to hear the full story?
Well, let me hear you something that I...
So what happened was Jay Sean, I was running the show at that time, and Jay just started doing that room. I think he just started doing comedy. It was like probably like mid 2019 or something. He just started doing comedy, and he showed up a couple times, and Jay was like, he was new, but he like did really well the first couple times. So then I put him up. That was like the third or fourth time.
He has like charisma, like no
Yeah.
other.
He didn't, but also, you know, when you start, like you get beginner's luck, and then like you don't know how to like.
I
change
had
stuff.
I had that.
It still happens, you know. Like I'll be like, oh, I did the joke twice, and like third time, oh, I can't do that part anymore.
Yeah.
Like it just doesn't work. So he just had a bad set. He was talking about his dick the whole time.
Oh shit! Hell yeah, dude.
Because Jay was funny, but
Good
he
set
just
for
had a
me.
bad set, which is fine. But then the other comic, I'm not gonna say his name because it was very funny though, like in hindsight. But then the other comic's like, stop talking about your dick, do some jokes. And then Jay's like, man, fuck you.
And then
he's
he
like,
whipped
"Why
it
you-"
out, and that
then-
was the
and then
joke.
yeah. And then Jay was like, why you always bitching, man? Why you always bitching in the back? And this was a packed audience, like, because when I ran the show, it was like always, it was usually packed, and
Damn,
people
dude, that
actually came.
sucks.
It was wild. It was fun.
So they're like misdirecting the attention of the stage.
Oh yeah, and then so what happens is him and the dude gets on stage and they start like getting each other's face. So I get up there and I'm like, hey, you guys can't do this here. Like, chill. This is a fucking open mic. Like, what are you doing?
Dude.
Go outside and separate. Like, don't do that. There's a fucking show happening. There's people here, and like everyone can hear me. Everyone's confused. It was a bunch of like confused white people in Lakewood. They're like, "What's going
Not
on?"
a good idea.
They're like, "Oh my god, I bought a craft beer for this." Like, it's a bunch of wildness. And then they go outside and they're arguing, and then the cops end up getting called.
Nice.
Yeah, because they were about to fight. Like comics were there was a window behind the stage.
Well, what I want to ask you is, was it they were fighting? Like, was that dude there for the show?
He's a comedian. Yeah.
Oh, they're both.
They're both
comedians?
comics. The other
Okay.
comic is a more experienced comic.
'Cause
He's
the
been doing
one
it for like
thing-
10 years.
Right. The one thing that I hate about like open mics and stuff, I don't do them, but I've been to like his shit and stuff.
Yeah.
Is, dude, I feel like most of those people show up not even knowing there's an open mic and not to see you. But then these dudes will come out and roast people who weren't even worried about your comedy set. Like, you're not listening to me or blah, blah.
I did that
Like,
my first 2 years.
yeah, and I think that
awesome.
makes it like off-putting. I think like
it's
comedians
not.
like that, like
It ruins the room. It ruins people wanting to come back.
you shouldn't be working on crowd work with people who don't even know you're there. That's
Yeah.
how I will give advice to any open mic comedian. That instantly turns the crowd off.
If the audience is bad, though.
Into the mic.
If I do crowd work at an open mic now, Jeremy, you've seen it. If I'm ever at a free show and I'm doing crowd work, that means something pissed me off. And I don't attack people.
Yeah, but somebody
I don't
literally
attack
said
people.
something to you. These dudes will walk up on people that are just like have their back turned to them. They're having a conversation and like, you're ruining my set by talking. It's like they didn't even know you were gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? So
There was one moment. This happened like 6 months ago. I was at B-side.
okay,
And
my
everyone,
favorite place.
Yeah, I was in the. It's fucking
Hell yeah.
awesome. So we're downstairs.
Drunken Coventry nights are my life.
The show's a heckle.
Surprised I haven't seen you.
The show's a heckle show. So
Yeah.
like all the comics agreed when we perform, people are gonna heckle us.
Yes.
So there's people heckling a little bit, and of course, if people are gonna heckle at you, it's open. If you are going to the show, you know you're gonna get fucked with, or you're gonna fuck with somebody.
But you
right?
know coming into it.
But
so
you know
that's
it.
cool.
But there was this woman the entire show. She could have walked upstairs. She was just yelling, having a private conversation very loud. So I try to get her attention, and she's ignoring me. And everyone else is like, because she ruined a lot of people's sets. So she's doing that shit. So then I'm a silly man. So I start singing "She Wore Red Pants."
said,
So I was just
silly
like,
man.
I was just like,
He
woman.
is silly.
I just start
We know
dancing.
that
I'm
now.
like, hey, everyone, let's clap. And I'm like, woman in the red pants, and everyone starts clapping. And she's like, I don't want to talk to you. I was like, oh, so you can talk? Okay, this is good. Let's be friends. And then she's like, my pants aren't even red, asshole. And I was like, oh shit. I was like, they're purple. And I look at everyone. I'm like, woman in the purple pants, and we all start clapping. And then she storms the stage, takes the mic from me, and starts bitching, telling me how I'm annoying.
Get the
and
fuck
I'm,
out She took the mic from you?
Oh yeah, and
Oh,
usually,
my God.
and
You
I
gave her a free set.
Oh, I was pissed, but then I just froze. I was like, this is comedy, so I just started dancing behind her. I started doing the Carlton and shit, and she's getting pissed. She's like, it's not funny.
And then
You're
you paid her
not
2
funny."
beers in the parking lot. I'm
Yeah,
just kidding. That's
well-
what you said.
She's like, we're getting divorced now.
Yeah, right.
But then she wouldn't give me the mic back, which is, I was like, all right, I gave you your time to unleash your anger. So I just unplugged the mic, and she got pissed.
Dude, you
And I
can't do
plugged
that
it.
to people.
You can't.
You
can't
took
go
away
on-
her voice.
Yeah, I'm at fault. You should never charge someone on stage.
The
'Cause-
comedian always is.
Yeah,
No, I'm kidding.
yeah.
Ask Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, ask Chappie.
Totally his fault. I think
Ask-
we can make a spin on that makes him the enemy.
Shout out Chappie. You're my dude.
My third time performing ever. I started doing comedy in June of 2021, I think, or 2022. So I did a couple of shows. I did 2 spots, at a sober bar in East Lake.
Oh, man.
And then I went to B-side for my third act. And I used to open up when I first started with this joke about sitting down hard to hold your poop in, right?
I actually remembered that.
We all do, unfortunately.
How can you forget?
Right?
Dude, tell me why.
I didn't hold in that memory, am I right?
It lives in your head rent free, you know?
Yeah.
Dude, check this out.
And it smells, too.
It does.
I ask a guy in the front, I'm like, you ever had to do that? And the dude just looks at me with a blank face and doesn't say nothing. And I was like, man, anybody ever had to do that? And somebody in the back goes, yeah, real tough. And I was like, whoa. I was not like ready for somebody to respond aggressively in agreeing.
Yeah. You never know what to expect at an open mic. You never know.
Yeah, B-side like scared the shit out of me that night.
Yeah.
They laughed at nothing, and that was the only response I got the whole time was that dude just aggressively being like, yeah, I'm holding in my shit right now.
Yeah,
That's a rough
motherfucker.
night. One night, I went to B-side to an open mic. I didn't even know it was an open mic, but so I watched.
That's
this,
why you're
like-
on that side. That's why you're on the. I get it now. You're like, I went to go for a taco, and then there was people talking about
Yeah,
their
just all of a
disabilities.
sudden, it was a funny ass night. But I never felt so embarrassed for somebody in my life as this one dude. I watched the chick, like it was a comedian, like they were at the bar. She was with this like white dude. And he was wearing sandals or whatever. And I hear them, you know, just like banter or whatever. They're like hitting on each other, blah, blah. Like it sounds like he's about to get the number. And then she goes on stage and instantly like, who fucking wears sandals with some roasted ass feet? And just starts going on this dude's feet for 10 minutes. Like I
man.
felt so bad for that dude. He was sitting right next to me and he was like hiding his feet, his toes under his sandals and shit, like trying to make it not that obvious, but I never felt so embarrassed for anybody.
Not only, I'm assuming he was being kind and respectful. Not only was he being a good dude, trying to get some poo-tang, but then she's like, yeah, your fucking dirt feet, what'd you do? Fucking walk with Jesus. And then he's
Yeah.
just like, I'm not getting any pussy, and I have ugly feet.
Dude, and I heard the banter. Dude had game and shit. They were spitting back and forth. I was like, dude's about to get this number for real. And I was wrong, dude. I would have felt
Wait,
like
did the
so
girl-
embarrassed.
Did the girl have a lazy eye?
No, she didn't. I wish she did
'Cause
for her sake.
I knew who she was if she had a lazy eye.
Who is that?
Julia. Her name's Julia Mary. Here's the funny buzz with me. It is, and I've told her I say this. She's like, you could say it to anybody. Julia's a pretty woman, and then you see that eye, and you're like, are you fucking looking at me right now?
Right.
It
Well,
is
that makes her
intense.
awesome because you have
She's
to
funny.
like
She's
embrace
funny.
your disabilities, man.
Yeah,
I like
she's
that.
got a joke about it. And every time she'll be like, if you look at me, if you look this way, it's fine. But if you look at me like this, and every time she says that and she looks that way, I just in the audience I go, ah!
Dude, I don't know her, but I'm in love.
Yeah, I'll hook you up.
For sure.
Let me ask you this. So we were talking about your come up through your history of becoming a comedian or whatnot. And we were mentioning that you bump elbows a lot with a lot of people that are fairly big names throughout the country. You guys are constantly doing that at SecretSociety.com. You guys can see whatever.
SecretSocietyComedy.com.
Oh,
SecretSociety.com is a different website.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, don't go to
Society-
that. You're gonna get some crazy shit.
That's the
Skull
black-
and bones.
That's the black market.
SecretSocietyComedy.com. You could go there and get tickets to wherever you guys are having shows every single weekend throughout the city of Cleveland. But what was your highlight? What has been your highlight throughout this whole comedy adventure you guys have been on?
You know what? There's two. One recently, when TJ Miller dropped in a couple weeks
TJ
ago.
Miller
2 or 3
was
weeks
just
ago.
here.
He dropped in, and when I saw TJ, I know a lot of people. There were a lot of like
The bartender in Deadpool. For
Yeah.
anybody that doesn't know that.
Nah, for real.
Or the
Big
guy-
star. I didn't know who it was either.
that
like-
guy behind the camera in Cloverfield in 2007. Same
Yeah,
guy.
dude. Oh yeah, the best actor in the movie.
I'm
sure.
I'm a huge fan. I think TJ Miller's hilarious.
Dude, he
I love all
rules.
the shit he's in. So, but I see a lot of like, there's like open mic or like showcase comics. That's like comics that don't really get booked. They do a lot of free showcases. Almost same as open mic, a little bit up on the scale. But those type of comics just walk up to that person. They're like kind of fanboy. But I know those type of people don't want to be fanboys. They're like us. They just want to like be people. They don't want to be like surrounded by pictures and shit.
Yeah, everybody does. Like you have to have a human interaction with somebody to
So
even
I'm
relate.
pumped. I'm pumped because I'm like, TJ's here, and TJ's sitting down. I was like, hey TJ, my name's Bryan. I run the show. I'm so happy to have you on. And then he just like looks at me for a second because he was on his phone, then stands up while I'm standing up. He goes, Bryan Sternik, I'm TJ Miller. Nice to meet you.
Get the fuck outta here.
And I was like, yeah, dude, I know who you are. It's cool. And I was like,
He
so
knew who you were too, though,
yeah.
right?
Well, because
Hell
I just
yeah.
said who I was, but then he
gotcha.
listened, and I was like, oh, he fucking knew my name now.
Right, you're like, he listened, you fanboy.
Then I got him a couple times. Yeah. I was like, you little bitch.
Fucking sissy.
Yeah. Say it to my face, motherfucker.
He's like, can you sign my tits?
Yeah.
Damn bootlicker.
Hey, TJ, can you fuck my girlfriend? She doesn't know about this,
He
but I think
fucked
she'll
mine.
say yeah.
No, but that's neat that you got him to like acknowledge you.
Yeah. I bought him a drink and everything too. I was like, here you go. I was like, hey, when do you want the light? He goes, whenever. And just having those, it's a professional conversation. So that's really cool. Also, when Norman dropped in, Norman was about to go up, and for some
Mark
reason,
Norman.
Yeah, Mark Norman. I went to go because I was hosting. And I was like, hey, do you want the intro? And he goes, nah, just give me whatever. And I was like, cool. And I was like,
Does that dude like really seem autistic like that off of stage?
How he talks off stage, to me, is how he talks on stage. Like, it's the
Wow,
same
he's
thing.
like autistic or something, right?
I don't know. I think he might be. I'm not sure.
Dude, you were born winning if like you're just funny for no reason.
He's
like,
he's-
you act the same way when you get off stage.
Well, you know
He
how
is
like
so funny.
you know how autistic people are really good with like Legos, or they could draw, they could look at something and like.
Are you
draw
saying
it.
Mark Norman's good at Legos?
Dude, if you would have given
Dude, he
him
might be.
$20 to the casino, he would have turned that shit Rain Man style on your ass.
Because Mark Norman looks like that
You
guy
wouldn't be
that's
broke right now.
Mark's that guy that looks like he steps in a Lego and it ruins his day. He's like, I
Dude,
should have
he
worn
does.
shoes in the house today.
I don't know a guy that's not that guy.
Yeah. When you're a kid, though, you're like, it doesn't matter. Everything's fine. But when
Legos
you're an
have ruined
adult,
my day many times.
it's fucking. I don't even got kids, but I'm like, where the fuck? Why are kids here? What the fuck is going? I need to leave my parents' house. They don't got kids anymore.
Right.
But it was a. You had to have felt. I feel like he's one of them comedians. He's not like he doesn't feel too prestigious or whatnot to be able to just be a human with wherever city he's at. It seems like he goes everywhere and he's just a human. He's just hanging out.
He's an old school comic. He will do shit rooms and he will obviously do the best rooms. Like that's one thing I try, like, because I take breaks from doing like open mics because I don't really need to sometimes. But then again, that's the ego kicks in. I'm like, no, I might need to because I'm not at the level where I want to be at. So I'll go back to the open mic and work on jokes. I've only heard stories about Mark. Just someone's like, hey, you want to do the shit room? And he goes, yeah, sure, let's do it.
Dude
That's
just wanted to
autism.
hear himself talk.
Yeah.
No, I feel like that though. If you got like huge and you were playing like big ass rooms, wouldn't you just go back like to just like you just like to do comedy? So
Yeah.
dude just loves that shit. you
And
know
that's
what
why
I'm
I do
saying?
it. I do it because I love doing comedy.
Right.
But also, sometimes I got to mix. Okay, do I know my worth? Like, do I need to have a professional conversation? If I'm the best comic on the show and I'm doing 10 minutes and I'm not closing out, then I'm like, hey, I had a conversation with someone who started to book me today. And I was like, they're like, hey, do you want to do 10 minutes on the show? And I was like, well, yeah, like, what's the pay and like how much time? And like 10 minutes, and the pay is based around how many tickets. And I was like, all right, who else is on the show? And they're like, you're asking a lot of questions. And then
I'm
they
glad
told,
you
they
didn't
told
ask
me
a lot of questions before you came in here because
Yeah.
like you're definitely selling yourself
I,
short.
I wouldn't have done it then. I'm just playing.
Like thank you.
No,
but-
Jeremy's cool. But then during the conversation, like I was even like, well, the reason why I'm asking all these questions is because I want to know who's on the show, because if I'm not closing, if I'm doing 10 minutes, I'm not going to be able to sell the show. No one's going to come to see me just for 10 minutes.
Right. Yeah, you
Like
got
I wouldn't mind doing 15 closing out. Then I can tell people, hey, if you guys buy tickets, I'm doing more time. I'm closing out. Then I can get people there. But if I'm doing 10 minutes, I'm not going to bring anybody. And if I'm not bringing anybody, then I'm not getting paid. And if I'm not
Right.
getting paid, why am I on a show where other people are getting paid and I'm not?
Yes.
Well, that's
but
just-
some people don't know how to have those conversations, and some people don't know how to take that conversation. Because
And-
I'm not doing it because I'm against the show. I'm just like, I'm looking out for me because I got to remember, hey, I got to look out for myself.
That's
sometimes.
super
Right.
valid. So you've had the highlights with these guys or whatnot, and I just wanted to say, man, I really appreciate your contribution to the city's comedy scene. When I first met you, I was just going to a show. I left Hilarities seeing Christina Pajitsky. I went there,
yeah.
seen her. I met D.
These nuts?
No,
got him.
Hell yeah.
Damn it.
I feel like Beetlejuice right now.
So I had seen some friends that I know that opened the door of Hilarities. They run the doors, and they told me about coming to the meat store when you called me Justin Timberlake and everything in the crowd
Yeah.
there. And ever since then, like I got convinced into trying it. And you're a super cool dude, and I really like the energy you bring to all these comedy
Thanks,
rooms.
man.
It really is like a special thing to watch the Secret Society comedy thing like blossom and seeing how you guys handle your stuff, and you're always doing something across the city. I live right next to Mahal's, and I
Yeah.
love that room. That there's something special about that room.
By the way, you guys are free to come tonight too.
Oh, where are you at? Oh.
Mahal's like 3 minutes away.
Oh, nice.
Not even 3 minutes. It's right around the corner.
Yeah, you just walk through his backyard, and then there's a fucking hipster bowling alley. It's
Dude.
wild.
We should probably go.
Dude, I'm down. It rules over there for real.
I feel like I'm gonna get smashed. I'm gonna heckle. I'm gonna do some shit.
I'm gonna
make a
sit you.
problem.
I'm gonna sit you to where you don't get heckled. Because my dude Jeremy, who I was just talking about, everything you said, that shit he does. But if I hide you, he won't even know you're there.
Dude, if I'm hidden, I'm not there anyway. Like I want to be out in the open.
I'll
I'm
hide you.
leaving my
Don't
thing.
worry, it'll be a close spot because it's so intimate. But you will be hidden. I'll sit a sad couple right in front
You
of
have
you.
to keep me away. I'm that embarrassing. Like we gotta hide you in a back room, dude. Like you can't even be.
Well, no, it's for protection because you might get heckled. Like someone will be like, someone's gonna try to bring your worst insecurity out casually.
If the worst,
That's
if
what
the
good
worst
crowd
thing
work
I
is.
had happened to me in a day is I got heckled, like if we're not fighting, like there's no fist or anything, like I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
let's go.
No, there'll be no fists. It'll be fun,
That's
or it's
fine.
horrible, but it's usually a lot of fun. There's not really a bad show there.
Hell
The worst show there is better than most shows here.
Dude, yeah, Mahal's,
Besides, like,
Mahal's
hilarities.
rules, dude. I love going there. That
So
is a cool
if you have a
place.
disability or half retarded, be there. They're gonna heckle you. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, what Jarrod said. Yeah.
So I want to move on a little bit, a little bit further. I appreciate you coming on, Bryan. We were talking right before you had got here. Me and Jarrod were just having regular discussions. We catch up a lot, and you were talking about woodworking because right behind me, if you guys notice, big shout out to Mike Toomey. Go to charlieswoodshop.co. Oh, my bad, dude. The ring rate is.
This always happens to me. It always fucking happens.
The
to me.
microphone's just falling off of the table.
Yeah, I was like, what the
right
fuck is
now.
going on? I adjusted it, and I was like, oh shit.
We run a classy show here.
No, this happens to me when I ran a podcast. This shit happened to me all the fucking time. Maybe it's me. It's probably me.
It could be because that shit ain't happening to me. So.
Yeah, it's me. It's gotta be me. This is so limp.
Oh my god! Yeah, that little ring right underneath the.
They have
table
medication
there.
for that.
Yep. If
I
you
could-
just. I want to get that
And
so
then you
bad.
twist it in.
So
Yeah, you have to hold it like higher awkwardly, and then when you twist it in, then it drops to where you want it.
Nope, didn't work. Fuck.
hold on, let me grab.
No, this gotta be the rest of the podcast. It's like
No,
so,
don't.
Yeah,
This shit's off the
Bryan
rails
knows
now,
how to.
too.
I know how to tie a knot, but I don't know how to do this.
Yeah, you know how to hang yourself.
Yeah.
I don't know how to work. I'm like, damn, he don't know either.
No. All right, I can call that dude Jeremy. He's a tech guy. He'll be here in 40 minutes.
Yes, dude, he never made it at a Green Day show.
No, never. Oh fuck yeah! How bad did I fuck it up?
Not
Was
bad.
that me?
No,
Or was it
that,
just-
that actually was happening a couple of weeks ago, and I had to do that thing. There's something up with that mic arm. I'm gonna have to switch it out. But yeah, I wanted to talk to Jarrod about. We were talking about the sign. Shout out to Mike Toomey from charlieswoodshop.co. He made our logo right behind me, and
Hell yeah.
I'm super happy with it.
It looks official for real.
Yeah, dude, I'm really happy.
Except for
with
the
this
glare
thing.
off the glass. You got to get rid of the glare.
You think the glare is really bad?
So bad.
I might
Like,
have to tint the
I
the
almost don't
mirrors.
recognize who you are. You know what I'm saying? We want to see your face when you talk. Like,
Oh,
not that
Now,
you can
now,
see
now I'm
mine.
adjusted. I just changed my whole setup. Okay.
And now the dynamic of everything changes. You're here.
Yeah, everything.
Like,
I sat up now. I'm like, I need to get
welcome.
serious now.
Right.
So I wanted to talk to you, Jarrod. You said before we got the show going and before Bryan had showed up to guest on the show, we were talking about you had a wood burning experience when you were in high school.
It was a little, I mean, not an experience, but it did kind of go crazy for no reason. I think people overreacted. I wasn't received well, I guess.
What do you mean by wood burning? What's a wood burning?
Like how that's wood burning, like you, like in shop class, and we're talking about sixth grade.
I thought it was like
you back.
I thought it was like a Salem thing. To burn that witch, we need some very new wood. We need sandpaper.
This is certain kind of wood for witches.
Yes,
I know that.
Witches be tripping.
Yes,
this sign is not wood burned. By the way, this was not burned. This is CNC.
But it's still the same thing. Like that is wood. That is wood burning, though. I could do it. He just didn't do it by hand. He got that shit AI'd.
No,
you know
that's a CNC machine.
Yeah, but it's still wood burning. That's the same thing. You're burning wood. That's just burnt wood.
He mills it.
No, I understand that, but he didn't do it by hand. He had a computer that did it, so it was cool.
That's not burning,
dude. I'm not taking anything away from your art, and I think that shit is beautiful. And
no,
I love it.
I'm talking
but
about
I feel like I think you feel like I'm offending.
No,
you.
no, I'm talking about the. I'm speaking more on the terminology. Burning would imply heat and fire.
There was.
No,
it was a laser, bro.
No, it wasn't.
What was it?
It's a mill.
And then he painted it afterwards?
Yes.
All right, I'm sorry. And I didn't mean to hate on your craftsmanship. Like,
it's
I was
not my
confused,
craftsmanship, is Charlie Woodshop.
Because I did that shit in shop class in the 6th grade. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I felt like it was. It was just a little laser that burned that shit. I don't know any better.
But when you made this piece of art, what was this art?
So they made us make a, I don't even know what it was. We just glued some wood together and then burnt images into it.
And what was your image that you burnt into it?
I burnt a picture of this little monster holding a balloon, and then it said mushroom head above it. And the problem was, like, they put that shit in the art case, and it was up for an award and stuff. And then there was this whole debacle of, because it said mushroom head, it was against school policy because that was like promoting drugs, which I thought it was just promoting like a dick. You think mushroom head, you think a dick.
Yeah,
I thought it was way more.
Balls.
Yeah, I thought it was way more dirtier than what they made it out to be. And I was like, I don't understand what's going on.
Did you go to private school?
No, I went to Bedford High School. Like, you know what I'm saying?
The teachers are on fucking mushrooms in Bedford High School.
Which
Fuck
was
out of here.
perplexing to me because I'm like, dude, this isn't even bad. I thought you meant it was bad, like by saying it was a dickhead. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
But
I don't even understand this.
Didn't people argue that it was a band?
I tried to argue that because I fought that shit. Like, no, you need to put my shit back in the case, and I need to be up for this award.
Because you said it was,
but
a
it
monster
became like
holding
everybody
balloons.
was 50. Yeah, it was like because that was like one of their like T-shirts they had. I just copied like because it was because of the band, and I just copied that monster holding the balloons. That had nothing to do with anything, I guess. I just thought I was making fucking cool art because I'm an artist, dude. You know what I'm saying?
And you caused like a conspiracy and a whole lot of like, was it almost incited a riot?
Because a lot of people didn't agree and a lot of people did. So, you know, anytime, just like, you know, the government or anything, like
Was it,
anytime
like,
there's
staff?
that, it becomes a headline, like headline news, you know?
Was it like staff versus the students?
Not even staff versus the students, just some students thinking it was offensive and some thinking it wasn't. And like it was like a whole thing, and like
this is before protesting was cool.
Yeah, before anti-flag and everything. You know what I'm saying?
Before you guys could have taken the wood burnt mushroom head picture to the damn, I forgot where I was going.
That's
Town
all
hall.
right.
Before you could storm town hall.
Dude, I
about the
felt like
mushroom
it
head
was
picture.
gonna come up to that because even across the street is like the the city school board. And even they had something to say on it because it was that much of an issue because I kind of made it that. And it kind of turned so crazy because I was like, no, you got to respect my art. Like
You went and bought like a helmet with buffalo horns on it and went marching through the school.
No, I bought a helmet, painted that shit pink with a little black like line in the top. And I just went to work. I was like, this is what this means, dude. You didn't get offended by that, but we're talking about this.
If you see a picture of one person that's protesting the writer's strike, but they weren't with you when you were trying to go on strike for your mushroom head art, you need to tell that person to go fuck yourself, and they're a fake person. Don't trust them. You can't trust them. They weren't there for you.
I agree.
I support the writers. You strike with the writers, but also you can't just out of nowhere be like, we're only going to support this. You should have supported Jarrod's mushroom head art in 6th grade at Bedford.
I agree. But I don't want the people who stand up for the writer's strike to stand up for me. Because, like, I feel like I watched
like the
writer's
writers?
strike. No, I like the writers, and I'm all for it, but I think they picked the wrong face, man. Like, I watched that shit, and it's Fran Drescher comes out like, man. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, you already ruined this shit.
I agree with you, actually. I didn't think I was going to agree. You started off like I was like, where the fuck is Jarrod going?
No, I'm in support of the writers. Everybody should get their rights.
The writers are the actors helping out with the writers. There's pros and cons to it. The pros are that you're getting the big names that everyone knows to back you. The cons are, again, you get Fran Drescher telling a speech. When I don't know if you remember that speech. When she told the speech, she was all serious. She goes, this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
And the second after the speech, she got her getting claps. She looked around, she goes, oh my God, I did it. It's like, what the fuck? No, you didn't do
yeah,
it.
and did it with
Bob
that
Iger's not paying
annoying-ass
shit.
voice the whole time. Like, you should have picked a better face, man.
Yeah.
Like, for sure.
She's
for
like,
your
did I
cause.
do that? I don't know.
Yeah.
She didn't say that, but it sounds like
I think she
should.
does. Like, the nanny, she said that. No, that was Steve Urkel, maybe.
Yeah. No, imagine if Fran Drescher and Steve Urkel switched roles. And
Crazy conspiracy, they are the same people.
Yeah, a lot of people don't. They
Think
look,
you could link that.
They look alike too.
People don't know
She's
that
Stefan.
Steve Urkel is. Man, I did not expect that conversation to go there.
No.
I don't think anybody did at the beginning. I start out everything very, like, I'm going to sound offensive, but I'm all for everybody.
Yeah, I thought you were like, whoa, are we going to disagree? And I was like, no, some of the people, like the actors actually need to be paying the writers who they're striking for to write their speeches.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because if the actors, that's why Fran was so happy. She's like, oh my God, I wrote that all by myself. I didn't need no man. And then it's like, all right, now you're kind of defeating the purpose of the writers.
What if she turned on her own cause? She's like, wait, I could do this by myself.
Yeah.
Your job's fucking easy.
And then she comes out with a horrible TV show and she's just like, I farted out of my pussy.
I think that happened in the early 90s.
It probably did.
So, do you want something that you can possibly disagree with? Lately, I've had a quarrel with
Who uses coral as an argument? You're like,
well,
we got to
he did put on his white gloves and bust out the two guns like we're showing down right now. You know?
Guys, there's an intellectual quarrel that has been happening in my neighborhood.
No, I do. I feel like personally this is intellectual to me. So recently I was just watching a Neil deGrasse Tyson thing about space, right? Everybody loves
Wait,
watching.
Mike Tyson's dad got into space?
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
I know.
Like
I was just making a bad fucking joke.
Dude, I was right behind you. I was like, fuck yeah, you did.
Yeah.
You said it. I was like, so.
He's like, the earth is round. I got a degree.
He was talking about space, right?
Sounds like Mike Tyson's dad.
Oh, Mike Tyson would talk like that.
Yeah. I'll eat your baby thought out. That's the pain I feel every day.
So
his dad did say that.
Yeah.
Quote.
In space.
Have you ever heard that the scientists say that the universe is 13.8 billion years old, right?
Is it though?
That's what they say, and I have a problem with that. I don't like people making that claim because there's no way to know that for sure. And even if you are counting in the time of what we realize as time, is this planet around this star. So time isn't even a concept when it comes to the Big Bang and all that stuff. I'm starting to feel like I don't believe none of that theory.
Because it sounds like it's just a huge guesstimation.
Yeah, dude. Like, how do
and
you
science is all like, hey, this is the fact we have right now.
Yeah, they counted the rings around the Earth, so they know how old it is.
Yeah,
yeah, it's like a tree.
Wait. When was the Ice Age? Was that 100? Was that 100 million years ago or some shit?
It's something like that. Yeah.
Hey Jamie, look dinosaurs.
That up. Yeah, right. I wish.
Hey Jamie.
One day that will be my job, but I'm fucking lazy.
I can barely get this guy to play sound effects.
Yeah. If you could get my screen to come on, dude, I always think about that because I'll say shit and I don't know if it's true, but we could figure that shit out real quick and just pop that shit up and know if I'm a liar or not. Because most of the time I feel like a liar. I don't actually know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Watch people look up what I just said. They're going to be like, Neil deGrasse Tyson never said it was 13.8 billion years old.
Here, I'm looking this up right now.
And the only time it's going to matter if they're trying to ruin you, you know? So I want to be factual.
So okay. This is it. So I was kind of close, off by like a few million years.
The Ice Age.
So the Ice Age started 2.6 million years ago and lasted roughly 11,000 years ago.
Fuck me. You got to hire this dude.
Dude,
that was actually I said 100 million. I was a few million years off, but
dude, you weren't bad. Like even just saying it without knowing what
I could have just lied, and you go like, "Well, Bryan gets that shit. Like he knows,
right?"
No, but also with things like that. Now, this is my argument is that when you're speaking about things like this, we're counting time from things on this earth as this earth's time. When you want to talk about the expansion of the universe and you're talking about the Big Bang and when time itself started, time doesn't even exist out there. We count time off of the sun going, or the planet going around the sun, or whatever that is. And so when you say 13.8 billion years the universe is created, you're even using a measurement of what is only here.
You're comparing it to Jupiter, which based off whatever air, like not oxygen or nitrogen, whatever chemicals absorb that air, things are aging differently. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, I agree.
But we're the only one who, you're right, that worry about time. And I feel like it wouldn't make a difference, if we didn't make it a difference. We have to have something to gauge something by because we are evolved beyond an animal, I guess. Yeah, we still all have animal instincts, but we're all still basing on something.
Because the smartest mammals are humans, dolphins, and pigs, right?
Right.
And elephants.
And elephants are very intelligent,
Do
too.
dolphins know what time it is?
I don't... I mean, I don't think they know. I don't think they've it's 4 o'clock.
They have to. Right. They have to know it's day or night.
Yeah, but they gotta be like, all right, when's it time to eat? I think they have those. I'm assuming they have basic schedules down on all right, or hey, my stomach hurts. I really need to eat.
Well, I feel like dolphins are just like humans. They don't care. They're just eating anytime. They're like, oh, I'm hungry. Yeah, they feed themselves.
But you got to think about this though. They are also a sleeping mammal. They have to sleep. They're not. They're not.
Do they sleep? Look that up.
All right.
Hey, Jamie.
Dude, I've been doing this for weeks, and you will never look up anything I say. But I was like, wait, look that up. I don't know if that's factual.
All right, let's look it up. Let's fucking look it up then.
Hey, Jay Marmy.
Jay Marmy.
Jay Marmy.
Jay Marmy.
I don't feel like dolphins, how could they sleep? Would that be comfortable, just sleeping in the water?
When sleeping, dolphins often rest motionless at the surface of the water, breathing regularly.
Damn, they have to be vulnerable as fuck. You know what I'm saying? You have to sleep on top of the water where, dude, a spirit could just hit you. Anything could go on. Life of a dolphin is crazy.
And they're smart, too.
Yeah. Dude, they're super smart. We still don't know their language, and we've been trying to map it
If they're
forever.
so smart, why are they making it easy to kill them? Stop sleeping on top of the water.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. I love it. People say my dog is so smart. I have, there's always some suburban woman. I have the smartest dog ever. I'm like, your dog. If you're not around for a day, your dog's gonna shit on a rug. He's not that smart.
I do feel like dogs are evolving though.
No,
they are
dogs
learning from people.
Dogs are just like
you think
parents.
dogs are going to turn into people?
No, they're learning from people. I think
they could. What if they take over?
Dude, they say that a dog can understand everything you're saying as at the same, like a 3-year-old or a 4-year-old. How you speak to them and what they can understand. They say a dog understands exactly that much.
And they do pick. I know for a fact they pick up on behaviors.
Yeah, they. Can
but
know
I
by
think
tone.
cats do too.
But it's only things that you train them to do over and over again. And maybe that is kind of like humans. You just keep beating your kid until they get it.
School.
I'm just kidding. That was my generation. We don't do that anymore.
You gave up on it real quick. You're like, beating your kid. Fuck.
Yeah.
You gave up on it. I noticed you're beating a child. Fuck. Okay.
Only because halfway through I lost my confidence because I was like, that's not really how people are. That was just my dad.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
There were people like that.
Yes, we did exist.
They're sadly.
They did exist.
There sadly still are.
This has been No Outlet Live. We're gonna be right back. We're gonna take a quick commercial break. We're gonna talk to our sponsors and see if we're allowed to even speak on these things. You could always voicemail the show at 216-647-0064. We'll be right back after this.
Stay tuned.
Ooh.
This is you guys having fun?
Oh shit.
Fun,
Guardian Roadside Solutions is ready to help with your roadside emergencies serving the greater Cleveland area. They have the knowledge and experience to get you back on the move quickly with staff available 24/7 to help with flat tires, tire damage, changes, fuel delivery, vehicle lockouts, dead battery, or new battery installs. If you find yourself or someone you know in this situation, call a Guardian at 440-833-6000.
Are you looking for a place to have custom t-shirts made for your business? Well, we have the place for you. Flathouse Press works with 100% eco-friendly material for all of you conscious folks. They can also put out orders in a fraction of the time large-scale competitors can. They are a fun, locally grown Cleveland original company. Go to flathousepress.com and check out the variety of party toys, headbands, and clothing in their catalog.
What's up? Jay Remy here, host of No Outlet Live. Are you considering or curious about how you could start your own podcast? Join Anchor. Anchor has everything you need to make a podcast for free. Monetize your podcast, one-click distribution, record from anywhere on the app, and they have unlimited free hosting. Download Anchor on the App Store or Google Play. Anchor, podcasting made easy.
All of our loved ones always die in December. I miss the night times that I can't remember. Venom-filled veins and stone-cold sedation. Drugs are amazing and I fucking hate it. Kick the dirt off from your heels, darling. There's hell inside of these eyes. Let's lose ourselves around the cold rings of Saturn tonight. Fade away deep down into the depths. I wanna be swept out to sea. Life can seem like an ill-conceived illusion. There's no solution for some sicknesses. My soul turns to stone and I sink into the abyss. Chasing pipe dreams has its drawbacks. And without you, the world would be a much worse place. And without you, this world would be a much worse place. And without you, this world would be a much worse place. Without you, this world would be a much worse place. Without you.
Oh, sorry. Did we keep you waiting like the bartender when you want to close your tab? Well, welcome back to No Outlet Live.
Welcome back to the best live podcast you will find broadcasted. We're actually live.
I did that with my bad hand.
Yeah, you did. We're joined by our friend, Bryan Sternik, in the house.
Whole squad on the reel.
Why you keep on booing Bryan?
I don't. Like, you got a lot of love for him.
You should have hit that guy doesn't look white.
I don't know which one that is because I didn't have time to test anything. Maybe it's... my daughter was hitting last time we were here over and over again. Or like the...
No, the other one. Dude.
Wait, what happened?
God hates fags.
What the fuck?
God hates fags.
And my daughter was just hitting that over and over again. And she had the headphones on. I didn't know.
So that originates from a clip from my last co-host.
What?
Yeah, he said it, but he didn't say it in the context you think. Like, just like everybody else, they got a spin on it.
I thought that was the Westboro Baptist Church.
He probably is, like, secretly, but on the podcast, he was not that at all.
No,
he was saying somebody left a message on somebody else's car that said that.
You're right. That is where it originated.
Yeah.
So in his parking lot, he lives in Akron, and he lived in this apartment complex where there was a lot of ruckus going on out there. A bunch of knuckleheads. You know what I'm saying? There was knuckleheads all over the place, and they started writing crazy things on people's windshields. And he saw that on somebody's car when he went out of the parking lot to go to the gym or whatever he was doing.
Someone wrote "God hates cigarettes" on the
God
car.
hates fags.
Well, cigarettes.
Yeah.
Is that what
I just didn't want to say it.
Oh, nice, dude.
I'll
that
say
went
it.
straight over
I just used
everybody's head
replacement
right
words,
here. That was
dudes.
awesome.
Thank you.
I'm not European.
I'm not either.
But as tradition for the show, we always come back and we go straight into the news. So, shall we?
Breaking news.
Damn, that actually sounded pretty good, Bryan.
Dude, I'm not going to lie. I thought that was part of it. I was like, did you add that?
Coming up, who else got murdered? 19 Action News.
All right. Tane Smasher washed out. We're getting a new voice guy.
I could do it if you guys want. I'll record some shit.
Fuck yeah, dude.
We're
down.
You see the mic right behind me over
We
here,
have a whole
dude.
lot of mics.
Here, I got a good one. Real trap shit. Wait, what is it?
We're going to the news.
Wait, I want one more. What's the
give
one?
him one more.
Trapaholics.
Hold on, you gotta say
That's going on the soundboard next week.
You gotta say Maybach music.
Maybach music.
Damn, he's good. He's
He
fucking
is.
good.
DJ
Like-
Illwill.
We didn't have to pay for all those, and I have a whole soundboard now.
Yeah, I'll do them
Thanks.
after if you need more.
Now I just got
Fuck yeah.
demonetized.
I'm getting 2% of this income that you guys are going to get now.
2% of
Yeah.
zero.
I have to pay money now.
That sounds like a lot in theory.
So
Like Bitcoin.
Just recently off in the news, you know how Oprah, she's been all over the news because of the whole Hawaii thing, and people are like, because her house in Hawaii did not get burnt. And then it turned out that her and The Rock started this mutual fund that they wanted people to donate to. They both threw in $10 million apiece into this donation fund in a fundraiser to help get the Hawaiian people back on their feet. They found out, I don't know off the top of my head what was going on with that, but a lot of people did not donate because they thought there was fraudulent things going on with that.
Was it fraudulent, though, or did they just think, like, these people have so much money? I feel like that's what I heard. Like, they have so much money, why don't they fund that shit?
There's some type of conspiracy going on behind that fundraiser. But just recently, I think yesterday, Cindy Crawford came out and she brought up when she was 20 years old and she showed up to the Oprah Winfrey show. She was stood up. Oprah was congratulating her on being a model and asked her to stand up and turn around for the crowd. And she was like, "You're so hot, blah, blah, blah." And Cindy Crawford is saying that she didn't like being used as a piece of meat in more or less words.
That's what she based her whole career off of, though.
Exactly. That's
Does
what a
she
lot
still
of
have
people
the
are
mole,
saying.
Or did she get it removed now that she's rich?
It looks like it is still there on the lip.
Dude, it's got to be. That's what
Is that
she
a
was
fake
famous
mole?
for.
No,
it was probably fake the whole time. She was like, dude, I'm going to take the industry by storm. It's just been a fake one this whole time.
Is that a stage prop?
Yeah, then Austin Powers came out and she goes, I need to get rid of my mole.
The funny thing is, nobody back in the day was even looking at that mole. Nobody cared about that.
Dude, Cindy Crawford, if you look, hold on, there's pictures right here.
That was her least defining feature.
Dude, she was a hot chick.
How old was she in that picture?
Of course, she's
This
a
is when she
supermodel.
was 20 on the Oprah Winfrey
Okay, good.
show.
Because you never know. I saw that Brooke Shields documentary and I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, yeah, when they were putting her out. And also, we just covered Mila Kunis, how she was talking with...
Well, is she sitting with Eric Foreman?
Yeah.
No, this is not it.
No, it's actually Mike Pence.
I thought this was all going to come back around. Like,
this is her standing up for the crowd on the Oprah Winfrey show, and she had to do the turnaround and show off that little booty and that sexy body.
do we think that is a sexy body, though? I mean, it's nice looking. It's very well taken care of. But like
80s and 90s, hot chick, dude.
She's always been gorgeous. She's still hot now.
Yeah,
well,
she is
she's
hot now.
But like, when it comes to getting down, do you want to get down with that or
Yes.
something with a little more thickness?
Well,
I feel like that's
now-
all bone, and I feel like you're smacking bone against bone, and that really just don't work.
Thickness is a new thing. Back at that time, it was all about the flat butt.
It was
Dude,
skinny.
I feel like that. All
It was
my
big
girlfriends,
boobs and flat butt.
Yes, dude.
yeah,
It
all
was-
my girlfriends when I was younger were all like skinny. I was like, I'll never be with a thicker chick. And
Dude,
now as I'm older, as like
I remember
people
you
have
saying
kids,
that to me all the time. You were like that for a while.
and now I love them thickens.
Yeah,
You know what
now,
I'm
you,
saying?
now you go to Lizzo concerts. You're like, "What's up, boo? How you doing?"
That may be a little much. And I'm serious. If you don't take care of yourself and you abuse your employees, like I don't want anything to do with you. But
You wouldn't have Lizzo sit on your face?
probably not.
I would try it.
Okay, that's on you though. That's different
Yeah.
strokes.
You know
what I'm
why?
saying?
Because I have a Bud Light. I'm progressive as fuck. Okay.
You're just promoting. You're pandering now.
Hell yeah,
Stop
dude.
it.
Full squad.
So later in
like everything you get too far anyway.
Yeah,
you
I'm
know,
gonna go
too
fuck-
far
am I gonna
left,
go too far?
right, too skinny, too fat. Like it could all go
People
bad
got
very
fucking
quick.
preferences. That's what it is.
Yeah.
She said, I was like the cattle or a child. I be seen and not heard. She said the Apple TV Plus series, The Supermodels. She had an interview with them where she was blasting Oprah Winfrey for when she showed up and was used as, like she says in her words, like, or no, was that word chattel? Chattel? That's not cattle.
Shadow.
I don't know why I said cattle at first.
Well, and
You said I was like a
That's
chapel.
I was
I was like, why is she bitching? I feel like that every day at work. I feel like cattle, and they're just paying me nothing. Like,
at least you
you
got to
knew
be
your
a
role.
billionaire, lady.
Hey, Jamie, can you look up how to pronounce that word?
yeah, right.
Sydney said that her thoughts on the segment had changed in the years that followed. In the moment, I didn't recognize it. And watching it back, I was like, oh my gosh, that was so not okay, really? Especially from Oprah.
Why'd you say it like that?
Because he's not progressive like
Yeah. Oh my God, really? Is that the most real? Too?
Dude, she totally sounded like a cigarette in that quote.
Well, now you said it, I think Oprah sounded like that. Her picture was on the screen.
Yeah.
You were talking. I thought she was saying.
Can I say one serious thing? I get it how, like, I can understand how she could be mad at Oprah years later. Like, I used to be like, oh, years later, you can't be mad. Like, I get it because I hold shit in. And then, like, 6 years later, I'm like, I'm pissed at that still. So I get it. But if you're going to blame Oprah, in my opinion, you can't blame one person. You got to blame Oprah. You got to blame the people that are paying her.
Well,
you got to blame the fucking audience for supporting that shit.
Dude, why
you
do
got to
you
go down a
think-
rabbit hole.
Well, why do you think people are getting canceled right now for the same thing you're
It's
talking about?
because the people that are canceling people were okay with it when it happened, but then they're like, you know what? It is
Yeah.
fucked up. I don't want to be on the wrong side of it. We're also going to go, even though we were part of the problem because we bought those fucking magazines.
I was watching a
And
podcast.
we promoted it and
We promo-
everything,
like
and then they
Britney-
made it okay, and then flipped the script.
Yeah,
and
Britney
everybody
Spears was like
canceled.
that shit. Everyone was making fun of Britney.
I think you should.
Everyone
still be making
was.
fun of Britney now. That chick is off a rocker, and that
Everyone
makes
was-
it entertaining.
Everyone's making fun of her, and the same people that are like, "Oh yeah," like now people are doubling down. Some of like, "I don't like Britney Spears." I'm like, "You're gonna go to fucking hell." I hope you die.
I was just watching a podcast where these guys were talking about this exact. I'm not sure if it was this story or something similar, but they were talking about the Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher thing, and
the apology.
Yes, the not the apology,
The letter to
but the
Danny?
letter to Danny and all that. And they brought up the fact that there is a team behind people in these shows. Like they're talking about when Ashton Kutcher met up with Mila Kunis, she was 14, and he was like 19.
Yeah.
And then they've been together ever since.
Yeah,
but
like, they kissed on the show and
But
everything.
she
when was,
lied
like-
about it, so is that cool?
But this
You
is
know what
She
I'm
lied to
saying?
get the job, yeah.
Chicks do lie. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you get caught in bad situations by dishonest people.
This is
That's
the thing,
life.
though, is that these shows are written by people, and then there's a whole crew of people that go over the show while it's filmed or after it's filmed, and they approve certain things. So all of these things did happen in the 90s and the 80s and the 70s and all that, but it was approved by multiple people, and we all point the finger
At one person as a scapegoat.
At the face.
Because there always has to be somebody to take the fall.
But
That's like for media. And
When
like,
Oprah started, she didn't have. I'm assuming she didn't have complete control.
Yeah, she wasn't.
She had her idea, and then she had to listen to the Hollywood or whatever executives that were
Dude, the
producing
Oprah
it.
Winfrey show
But Oprah
has
right
a
now
crew.
does what she wants.
Now she does what she wants.
Yeah.
But back in those times before people were big, they didn't have the creative control. They worked for that creative control. Now they have it. But like Jerry Springer, I think he might have had creative control. But that also, I'm not throwing slander.
That
on
was
that.
well,
rare
and
for
when
him.
was the
show's
last time you heard about Jerry Springer? And yes, hilarious. I'm
Best
with you.
show ever. It's actually a progressive show. A lot of people don't want to take that in. People are like,
It was.
Well,
very
'cause
progressive.
It's a show that like pushed the boundaries of everything that we are talking about now, like trans issues,
Asking
like
the questions.
everything, KKK, fucking all that shit. That
And it
is
was,
issues.
and he was neutral too. He'd be like, "Hey, why didn't you tell that person you were trans?"
Yeah.
and then he'd go to the other person, "Hey, would you accept them if they were trans?
It was
Because it
just-
seems like they care about you. Why don't you want to?" He didn't play any prejudice. He was just
it was
borderline asking.
It was
good questions.
genius to base a talk show off of taboo. That
Well,
was so genius
yeah.
for the time because people couldn't put taboo things on regular television at the time. You couldn't be on cable or the regular channels with the antenna. You couldn't do that, but he was like, I know people want to see taboo. He knows
Yeah.
that the sick and twisted mind state of Americans, honestly, is what that was. He took advantage of interest
Yeah.
because it's interesting. It
And-
really is.
and it changed.
Is it crazy that we're talking about Jerry Springer like he was a rational man? Like in 2023, everything went so far off the rails. And
Didn't
you're
he
like,
sell
yeah, Jerry
coke in
Springer-
'77 or something?
I hope so.
He got arrested for cocaine, I think, because
Dude,
he
he
was supposed. He
rules.
was like a mayor or some shit, right?
So did Buzz
Yeah,
Lightyear, but you know.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Tim Allen and Jerry, the two whitest fucking names of all time: Jerry Springer and Tim Allen.
We do the real crimes.
Yeah.
We just blame it on other races and stuff.
We still haven't heard. Family of a student body slammed by officer says school never reached out. This is a story coming out of usatoday.com. In Georgia, there was a high school student that was body slammed by an officer during a fight. DeKalb County School District Police Chief Brad Gobber. he's quite a gobber.
His name's Gobber?
Yeah, he is.
Mr. Gobber?
Or a goober.
Is it 2 O's or 1?
He's a gobber.
Oh, he's a Gobber.
Arrested,
Just 1-0.
arrested the 17-year-old student
my mind,
after
you're right.
after
Just
a
one.
reported fight at the Redon High School in Stone Mountain, Georgia on August 30th. The school district said they were aware of the surveillance video. I said surveillance video and placed Gobber on paid leave as an investigation ensued. However, the boy's family was not. In keeping with standard operating procedure, Chief Gobber, that's so funny to me, has been
Be serious.
Got him.
has been placed on administrative leave with pay pending on the outcome of an internal investigation, the district wrote in a statement to USA Today earlier this month. This standard procedure ensures a comprehensive and impartial assessment of the incident. So this kid was fighting and
Georgia, right?
yes, out in Georgia, they were fighting in school, and the police jumped into the middle of it and body slammed one of these kids. Now
Fucking
they're
police,
saying,
man.
well, do you really feel like that, fucking police? I mean, there was kids fighting. You got to do something to stop them. And high school kids are like big boys. They're like men.
I do think
This
the police
Bryan
are out of
was
hand.
like a man size playing hockey
But-
in high school.
I feel like every situation I've been in, the cops have made it worse. if we could privatize the cops and let people compete for security, like they would be held accountable for what they do. And I think it's out of hand. And I think sometimes they do go way overboard.
We spoke a little bit about the privatization, how you say that?
Privatization. I got
privatization.
The gobber.
Of,
the gobber. It sounded like one.
The gabagoo.
the gabagoo. So all the gabagoos.
So I gave him a body slam.
Yeah.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Oh, mamma mia.
Sometimes, you know.
Sometimes you gotta do for family.
No, but you know, I don't believe in like private policing. I don't believe that. I do believe in private military.
When people can compete for your business, we have a choice of a better situation.
I don't know.
When you have a monopoly on the police and the government, you have a major problem because there's nobody defending you as a human.
Yeah, but how far do people go in competition? So when you're competing to be a cop, what are the statutes of like what is the competition of?
We get to decide as a community. And we get to decide what we pay them. We get to decide all this. It's
doesn't
not
work
like you're
like
just
that.
going to charge me for something and tell me what I'm going to pay you for your service. Like, there's no competition. You know what I'm saying? There's strong-arming people.
There has to be repercussions for bad behavior and things like that.
No, I understand that. And, like, we can decide what the level of that is. But, like, if your cops are out of hand, just let somebody else compete for your business.
But is that
Stop
out
running
of
a monopoly
hand
on
stopping a fight?
To body slam someone, yeah.
If you need to, I mean, well, if it's a big kid.
Dude, I've had many encounters with the cops, and I can tell you many of them turned out very crazy because it's just somebody that's like
Cops that are
overbearing.
hard asses.
Yeah, won't listen to what you're saying because you're not right in any situation to a cop.
But
like they're
I've
just
had
gonna choke
both.
slam you under
I've
almost
had,
any
I've had both.
circumstance.
I've had very aggressive police.
Dude, of course, there's good ones.
But there's always the good ones. Like, I've been friends with police.
But
in my
if there
life.
was another contract competing against our police force that was better than our police force, don't you think we'd go with that? Why do they get to run a monopoly on it?
I don't think they run a monopoly on it
You don't think
because
they do?
anybody can serve to be a police officer.
Yeah, but not anybody could. I can't just today say, I'm going to start a police force and I'm going to compete against the police and their services. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so you're okay. That does make a lot of sense. So you have an outside police source, but you're not actually allowed to do that.
And then
but
you have
I think
competition.
you are allowed to do that because that's what all of the rappers and everybody. They
I don't
have
know.
private police.
Put on your like little gun belt and put on your badge that you made yourself out of cardboard in your mom's basement and go out and do it. I don't think you're gonna do that.
I'm actually in the middle because I think whoever wrote that, I don't think that article gave enough information. I think that article was actually whoever wrote that shit, whoever told that person this is how it's going to be edited, this is how you're going to write it, wanted this conversation to happen.
I didn't cover the full article.
I don't think they wanted it for people to be like, let's have a civilized conversation about it.
Right.
You guys were civilized. I think they want this article to make big news so people can all bitch about it and two opposing sides cannot actually meet in the middle and agree. We don't know what were they fighting over?
Well, and I will agree with that
And
too.
did the cop get hit by the kid?
Okay, so it's
right. Like, what were the circumstances?
Yeah, like
we never
there's
know.
not
He's
enough
right.
There's never enough information. It's so bleak. They give enough information that they can.
Well, it
but they don't
depends.
give the full story. They have
whether-
two separate biases.
Right, and all news is whether you believe in something or you don't.
Yeah,
and you're going to
'cause-
make your spin to make it sound like that no matter what.
Because
And it's all manipulation.
anti-cops in that article would be like, yeah, fucking cops again.
Okay.
And then pro-cops would be
I'm
like,
not
why are they
anti-cops.
attacking us?
We need security, you know what I'm saying?
I'm not
Like-
saying you are. I'm saying like the hardcores of each side are like,
Right.
the anti-cops are like, man, the fucking cops are doing it again. And then the pro-cops are like, why is it always the fucking cops' fault? But then they're all complaining about something they don't know the full story to. Because
Right.
when the full story was presented, the editor or the person who wrote it was like, that part's not needed.
Well-
I want to build my career up. That's my assumption.
And I know you're a well-rounded person because you believe that. Like, you're not just buying into everything everybody's saying. You,
Yeah.
like, try to question things and try to be a
Yeah.
rational human.
I
I think
want-
there's no rationality
I was
anymore.
listening to that, like what you were reading the whole article, and I was like, okay, and I was like, what else? Like,
Yeah, right.
it's hard for me to make. I can't pick a side right now because I don't know enough.
Well,
like because
this is what happened. So there was a fight in the school, and it was caught on video. Aleb says Amari, which was the kid that Amari is the kid that got assaulted by the officer, slammed, not assaulted, slammed to disturb the fight. They say that Amari was not involved in the fight, but went to check on his friend who was. She added that he
Dude, that's
was.
how you always get fucked up, though. Trying to step in for somebody else. Just let people deal with their
it's
shit.
like relationships. If you hear some shit, it's like stay the fuck out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if that couple stays together, the dude's gonna fucking hate me.
Yeah,
because I was preaching him some truth, and she
I'm
still
having,
loves her.
And I'm having problems with my shit right now. And like, I called like my wife's baby daddy and talked to him, and he talked a lot of sense to me. He's like, dude, I don't want to hear any of this shit. What I want to know is, are you going to be rational or not? And I was like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, can you be buddies with that type of person?
You guys
But
are you're like, dude, I want to hang out with you. Fuck her.
Yeah.
Let's just be boys.
No, we always have been. Like, I raised my stepson since he was like 2. Like, not raised him, but he lived in my house or whatever. Yeah. Like, me and his dad are fucking cool. And, like, he talks sense into me, and sometimes I'll talk sense into him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
It's crazy you could be buddies with that person when you're, like, just you stand in the middle. You don't want to take a side on anything. Like,
yeah, it's just, you're like, let's see how this plays out.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Mari was...
Nice segue. You're like, anyways.
She added that he was
No, he
placed
always
in-
does that. He had to get this shit back on track.
That's a
last
good
week.
host.
She added that he was placed in a chokehold during the filmed arrest and faced a 10-day suspension from school, and Amari was then released out of jail for $5,000 in
Wait,
bond.
they arrested the kid?
Yes. and
What? After they choke slammed him or whatever,
Okay,
body slammed him?
And the 2 charges, including a felony against him, are still pending. The friend of the student that was body slammed, choked, and arrested, as the teen's godmother, she expressed frustration that the charges and his suspension from follow him everywhere.
Okay, I take back everything I said. That cop fucked up.
Oh, I knew he did in the beginning.
That's what. Well, again, like I didn't see all the information. Like seeing that out, I take back the journalists wanting to boost their career. Maybe it's just some guy works.
No, journalists do. You were right about that.
Yeah, it's still true. But no, that's fucking wild. That cop fucked up.
Yeah, in a big way.
Yeah, like just ruined somebody's day.
But think about if we could just cancel the cops and have a security firm come in and like we pay them instead. Fuck the cops. You know what I'm saying?
People are always going to be trained bad.
Oh yeah, always. But
It's
if you
hard.
could, at least if you had a choice, it would be a little bit better. I think. You know what I'm saying?
If you have 2 different types of cops to call.
Yeah, like if I'm like, dude, just like president. Like both of yours are fucking shitty decisions, but
Yeah.
I should probably go with this one because it's a little bit
gonna
better.
help me out a little bit more.
Yeah, right.
So check this out. In other news, on Fox News today, a squatter dressed in the owner's clothes raided fridge in ritzy beach house.
How do you go from that last article to this one? You dick.
Dude, it'll go all over the place. We talk about anything.
That's awesome. I know. I love
To
it.
an end in Texas, well, at least we think it has. Our next guest says she has spent more than $50,000 and was forced to take a squatter to court just to get her.
Wait, I think I saw this chick like she was on. She posts a bunch. Is that like a famous chick? Because she posts a bunch of shit on Facebook or whatever, or social media, where like the media
I've
will come
never
and
seen
talk
her.
to her, and she'll be like, yeah, I'm just staying in this house, so they kicked me out.
They
Like,
picked the happiest picture of her, the first one.
Yeah,
she got
right?
McDonald's. She's like, "What up,
dude? Are you not happy? You just got a free house.
Yeah, she got free rent.
Kia, first of all, thank you for being with us and thank you for your service.
Oh my God, this lady's in the Army Reserves.
Was that her?
That ain't the same
No,
chick.
this is the lady that owns the
Oh,
home.
gotcha. So maybe it still is. Stay tuned.
Come on, stop jumping in front of the line, Jarrod.
They gave me automatic.
That kind of looks like her mugshot, though.
Possession. So they said that yesterday I could access my home and finally see,
Dude.
The damage or anything like that and move forward with
This lady,
So
she's living it
I'm
up
happy
there.
how it came out as of right
She's getting
now.
good. She's like, I got the fruit basket and
Yeah.
shit. Like, housewarming gift.
Dude,
She found it on someone else's porch.
Right?
And 18,000.
Thanks, Paul.
Right.
Was missed.
Some neighbors out there like, somebody stole my gift basket.
What the fuck happened to my Easter candy?
That chick is
The
resourceful.
tenant has lived in the house for 9 months.
Dude, you can't get them out of your shit.
Well, because I think after a certain amount of time, you have to evict somebody
Yeah,
out of your
because
house.
if they're in there for a certain amount of time, it's legal.
It's yours.
Yeah.
There's a
possession's 9/10 of the law.
And that's a big problem with squatters. You know
There
what
was
I'm
a
saying?
news story
Yeah.
that I was reading a couple months ago about this guy. I can't remember what state he was in, but he found a mansion that wasn't able to sell. The bank was just holding this guy's somebody's house after These people's family had passed away and they had a mansion. Some dude found it on the market and it wasn't selling, so he just moved in. And then they had to sell it to him for his asking price. And the dude got it for dirt cheap.
That ain't real.
And, dude, the news came there
Pull
and
it up.
everything.
Pull it
Hold
up.
on, let's finish this story first.
No, we want to jump around. We want to do
Go through the
shit.
court system to get them out. How did this all start for you? Give us the cliff notes.
This story is no longer relevant when I know that's waiting in the background.
That's coming next. Jared gave up on this.
All right, Jared gave up on it. I guess this one's over.
You know that we know both. It's like, damn,
No, I'd rather hear the story about the dude who came
Okay.
up big. Like, I want to hear the dude who hit the lottery, not the chick who has a problem.
Yeah, we don't want to see the losers. We want to see the champions.
Yes, we want to see the big W's, you know?
I'm not here to watch Rocky 1. I want to see Rocky 2.
Yeah, when he really came into his own.
Yeah.
You know, like,
I want to see
we know the
where-
come up story. We want to
Yeah,
see what
we
it
know.
is
We
now.
want to see that title
Right.
of the house.
We already saw Get Rich or Die Trying. We want to see
Yeah.
what comes after.
Texas man.
Flower Mound's Waterford Drive is lined with well-manicured $300,000 homes.
Dude, and
so
that's
when
a come up.
neighbor moved in
That's a house
without
in
the
Seven
usual
Hills.
sale. Mortgage-paying homeowners
Wait, that's
had
local?
a few questions.
No, it just
Oh,
looks
I
like
thought you meant Seven Hills. I was like, holy shit.
they're Ukrainian.
It kind of looks like it, though.
Look at the look at the title of this video. Texas man buys a $330,000 house for $16.
Fucking king.
And
Yes.
when he moved in, because
Such a big come up.
because he was a squatter, he squatted. He just moved into this house that wasn't selling, and the neighbors started bitching to the news. So the news came and interviewed this guy, and he was like, "I'm about to get the title in a couple weeks because I've been living here for so long."
Dude, and why am I not living the
Lee
American dream
Lauer,
like
her
this,
husband, told me
man?
the house down the street was in foreclosure for more than a year. The owner walked away, then the mortgage company went out of business. Apparently, that opened the door for someone to take advantage of the
Dude, how many
situation.
houses do you think are out here like this?
I
If
want
we
to
did a
see what
search
this
right
guy
now-
looks like.
Kenneth Robinson told us he's no squatter. He
Let's
says he
go,
moved
dude.
research about a Texas
This dude rules.
Fucking king, dude.
law called adverse
Hell
possession.
yeah.
This is not a normal process.
And look at his smug ass little look. He's like, I know I got over, it, motherfucker.
He's like, just take the money out of my
Robinson
wallet.
says
Do
We're
something
not-
about it.
Gives him rights to the house. It's an online form he
Something
printed out
happened.
and filed at the Denton County Courthouse.
Now I know we're
for
almost done because it
$16.
always cuts right
Says the
there.
house was abandoned and he's claiming ownership.
I went through, looked at it, and added some things here.
Dude, if you got
for my
glasses
own
on, I thought he was
protection.
about to put his glasses
house
on.
is
Like,
built
you
Let me
see
get my
right
Let me get my
Furniture,
notebook real
no
quick.
running water or electricity.
Dude, you had that shit
Robinson
down,
says
like,
just by setting up
studying this.
camp in the living room.
Dude, they just said that he's been living in this house with no running water or electricity. He just has stuff set up there.
Dude, I've
to
lived
where
in
he
worse
does live
conditions
in.
and had no running water or electricity.
Shut your ass up. You've
Fuck
been
you.
privileged your whole damn life. Shut your ass up.
Damn,
I really
dude.
lived like that.
Wow.
Texas law gives him
You lived like that
exclusive-
with me, you pussy.
Fuck you. You had electricity, dish, all kinds of stuff.
Negotiating rights with the original owner. If the
Don't tell me direct TV, you motherfucker.
The Amish were
Jeremy's smoking.
jealous.
Jeremy's smoking in his bedroom right now. He's been through shit.
Yeah.
pay off his massive mortgage debt, and the bank would have to file a
He must have
complicated
been.
lawsuit.
This is my furniture room.
Likely. So if he stays in the house after 3 years, he can ask the court for the title. That's your goal eventually, is to have title.
So it takes 3 years for you to squat into somebody's home. You can find any house that's on the market, squat there for 3 years, and you're eligible to get the title because you own it. You've lived there already for
Do
3
you
years.
think somebody will let you live in their shit for 3 years?
If it's owned by the bank and it doesn't sell, that's very possible.
I think they should make a game show of that.
Dude,
now
they
don't
should,
have
dude.
writers.
Yeah, dude.
Like, that's a new game show. Like, can you squat long enough?
Yeah, you just need to be a friend with a realtor that wants to do you a favor.
Can you squat long enough, and do you have $16
Look at my face
in
here.
your pocket?
Oh my god. So who's the top squatter?
Fuck that! You
show.
just made the name, you motherfucker. Like, dude, if I see Top Squatter next week on like Channel 8 or something, like I'm gonna be fucking insane, like shocked you didn't get paid.
You know, that happens to me a real
Next on the
lot.
top squatter.
Do you have any money sounds?
I wish. We're very
Oh, that's
small
Shark Tank.
soundboard right now. Like,
Can you get Tupac? Get money.
no, but now you said it. I will have it for next week. I'm sorry.
No, it's cool.
All right, so we're getting late into the show. I'm about to bail out of the rest of our news stories, and we're going to go straight into some video. I curated a bunch of stuff. The first one I wanted to start with, I actually got at the very beginning of the week.
A Bella Danger.
Is that a midget or a child?
What the fuck? Oh, man. Are you really showing me
you
that?
can't show this. Now I see it on the big screen. It's not as bad. When I saw that shit on TV.
Dude.
Like,
He only tore his MCL. That's the news.
So the Browns,
after all that,
Only the
that was it?
MCL. It's very surprising.
the
No
Browns
shit.
running
Yeah.
back
I'm surprised.
got injured, and he's possibly out for the next year or two. Nick Chubb.
If your
he
leg
took
looks like a
hard
noodle,
hit. Dude,
like, that looks career-ending,
It's the
dude.
shape of an L. He
Yeah.
L'd his knee.
That shit might as well have been on his forehead because that's where he's living the rest of his life.
When I was watching this game, I immediately had to jump on Twitter and rip this video for the show
Career
because I
ending.
wanted to talk about it. Do you think it's career ending?
I
This is what
thought so.
everybody's talking about.
I thought so.
No,
but-
it looks like it.
so that's the same knee that he fucked up in college.
Yes.
I think it was 2015. I think
Yep.
he tore his MCL, ACL,
The
PCL.
same way almost.
Same way. But he only the MCL. That's a horrible injury. But only the MCL is very surprising. I thought, once I saw the injury, I was like, his career's done. But knowing how good of a worker he is, I think we might get him for after next year. We might get him back. Hopefully the beginning of the year, but realistically probably mid-season. He's not going to be the same
You
running
think
back.
he could come back mid-season?
No, next year.
Dude,
not this year.
right,
Not this year.
right.
I love a good comeback
Maybe-
story.
yeah.
But I don't know if I see that. Like,
Hopefully mid-time next year. But I mean, he's already 27.
I love stories about
Or
coming on
26.
back.
I'm hoping.
Yeah.
Like, they say he's a good dude and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No,
they're like, dude,
he's
he's
solid.
like, yeah.
He's a younger guy, and he's one of the top running backs. So it's weird to see like he's like the Tom Brady of running backs of his generation, and to see this happen to him, it's devastating. It's devastating, especially for a team like Cleveland Browns, because we've gone through hardship after hardship, and we have a crown jewel of athleticism on our team. And to see that happen on a game against our rivals.
It's expected in Cleveland.
It's expected from
every person
Pittsburgh.
we ever thought that was going to be good here, we just fucking ruined them because they came here.
A lot of people
go
say,
elsewhere if you want a
lot of
championship.
people say
It ain't
that
here.
hit looked targeted. What do you feel about that?
I don't know. Well, first, he's the hard team, so it sucks. I think him and Garrett, it depends what your preference is, who's the best player. But you could say he's the best player on our team.
Do you think he was targeted for that?
I don't
hit?
think that hit. So, realistic, like the first emotional response was like, was it Fitzpatrick that hit him?
Yes, he hit him low, and then
Mika
somebody
or-
else hit him up top.
Micah, I think Micah or Mika. I don't know how to say it. It's either Mika.
My Mika.
It's either Micah.
And not really the most
or-
important part of the story.
Yeah,
it's something.
But I've always tried to figure it out because I know Micah Parsons. I think it's Micah. I don't know.
ponder these
But
things.
my emotional response was that it was targeted. But looking at it from like all these athletes, even though we're rivals and
Man.
Steelers do play dirty, I don't think that he was actually trying to hurt him. I just think that he was just trying to get him anywhere he could because the other dude was tackling Chubb. But Chubb, how many times does someone try to tackle Chubb and Chubb still gets 5 more yards?
Now, when Chubb went down, Chubb went down for that injury and they wheeled him off on the golf cart, the Pittsburgh Stadium did cheer for Nick Chubb because they felt bad. Everybody seemed like they had heart in that injury, and that implies big accidentals.
And I also feel like I went stroke brain for a second. Hold on.
Aaron Rodgers on the Jets?
Yes, probably.
So in our other videos,
I do that sometimes.
Do not show the Twin Towers.
I had a really good
Okay.
point. It was gonna be sweet.
So we were talking about this earlier.
Prejudices should be re-examined through the eyes of wisdom. The position America's taken on Master Shredder is one of the issues that should be re-examined. Master Shredder started his life in martial arts. He challenged Master Splinter to control the dojo. He lost. He did not sulk. He did not seek revenge. He instead thought he'd move to America and start a new life.
So true.
But the America he he found was not that shining city on the hill that Reagan spoke about. But it was 1990.
Oh my God.
Work. There's not a lot of work for an immigrant whose only training is the way of the ninja, especially a ninja who's covered in knives. America's drug policy and the economic crisis on the streets of New York, boys without fathers.
I am your father.
In the racially tense streets of New York, he created the Foot Clan and
Yup.
welcomed boys of all backgrounds. He provided
That's true.
He did. He was their
That
father.
is true.
life away from the streets. They never touched guns. It was strict.
That's
Sure,
true.
but remember where Shredder came from. A rural, traditional Japanese background. Did they steal? Yes. That's not great. But the gaping
That's
lack of
not great.
in those neighborhoods did not provide a lot of options. And Shredder stole mainly only Japanese electronics. Master Splinter could have stayed in Japan.
What the fuck?
The dojo that he had won. Instead, he had to go all
I
the
love
way
these
across the world
spins.
to twist the
Dude, so like fandom.
He's just Mr. Miyagi if he had a different path in life.
This first came up on this show. We were talking about how the protagonist and antagonist roles have been changed and swapped throughout media lately. We're going back and examining Danielson was actually the bad guy, and he was screwing over Johnny Lawrence in the Cobra Kai series. If you go back right now on TikTok, that it's super exploding, is that Speed Racer was actually a very, very bad
Dude,
gangster
I
dude.
loved Speed Racer as a kid. Now I think he's a fucking dick.
Dude, he rules, dude. Like Speed Racer rules.
Also, kid, like I brought this up when we hit the break. I don't know how it got brought up, but when I was playing with wrestling toys and I was a kid, like I wasn't like kind with the toys. I was like, oh, Hulk Hogan is gonna clothesline the fuck out of the Undertaker, and then it just made me think of today. I'm like, oh my god, like Sid from Toy Story, was he that wrong? That was every kid. That was every kid.
Right.
Just stealing toys and just fucking doing shit. And Andy was kind of just like, he was the kid. Yeah, he was nice to his toys, but no person's like, let's go play with toys with Andy.
Well,
He's a
was
fucking-
he nice with his toys when he turned like 15? He was just
Yeah.
like me, blowing that shit up
He
in
was
the
in
yard.
puberty.
He was a Sid.
He's like, Woody, I got my own Woody. Fuck you, Woody. You know how many times Woody saw Andy jerk off every fucking day?
Andy is the prequel to Sid.
And Woody couldn't move. Woody had to fucking stay there and watch because he can't break character.
Doesn't that fucking suck?
They all watched Andy jerk off to the magazines underneath.
Dude,
Andy
I'm
Stands
embarrassed for most of my toys because they've watched me jerk off.
Oh yeah,
You guys are terrible.
Way more than a dog. That's for sure.
Right. Like, if my dog could talk, I would kill him instantly.
I would kick the dog out. I'm like, Biff, you're getting out of here. It's boy time.
Right.
And then all the toys, I'll be like, yeah, I'm looking at you, Barbie.
But only if they could talk, right? Because if they didn't do anything, you're just jerking off in front of them.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah. I'm just doing my life. I'm like, fuck yeah, let's fucking wank this out.
Right.
Sorry, boys.
I used to set my toys up in a crowd and then jerk off in front of them on purpose.
Oh,
Damn,
okay.
that's bold. Because of Toy Story?
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Hell yeah, Louis C.K., you're killing it, dog.
Right?
I used to call him on the phone and everything.
That was his toys, too.
Hey, Louis, do I have a future in comedy? He goes, let's figure that out.
Been there.
If you stay here, you might.
You guys are crazy.
I've watched him awkwardly beat off in front of me for a part in a movie.
If Louis
You see me there.
If Louis wanted me to feature for him in front of 3,000 people, he goes, just fucking be in the room when I jerk off. Just
But
back
would
to
you-
back. I was in hockey locker rooms. I've seen worse. I've seen some kid doing a meat spin. I'm like, why are you doing that, Andy? He goes,
What's a
shut the
meat
fuck
spin?
up.
What's
But
a-
seriously, no.
That's when you just shake your dick
Oh,
around
the
in a circle.
helicopter dick.
The one kid did it, and I was like, dude, what are you doing? And he was like, shut the fuck up, man. And I was like,
He's like,
okay.
I'm performing for Louis.
Yeah, and
No,
I didn't
dude,
even
would
get a
you?
booking. I was 16. I was like, this dude just wants to be cool or something, or just get one on.
Well, then I know the answer to my question. You're not gonna let Louis C.K. jerk off in front of you to get a set on
I
Comedy
would.
Central.
he doesn't-
I would
no, I-
immediately.
That's what I'm saying.
I
There's
already-
a lot of people that would. I'm sorry that people spoke out about it, but like,
I had to watch that shit without getting the special. I was 16 with like another 16-year-old. He's like, hey, everyone, look at this. It's cool. I was like, no, dude, it's not cool. You're in front of the boys right now.
I
Don't
don't
do
know.
that in
It
private.
sounds kind of cool.
yeah, you're
Doing a
right.
meat
You
spin.
have-
Do one right now, pussy. No, don't. Please don't. You're not going to help me out with my career.
I don't have enough meat to spin it.
If you were Louis C.K., I'd like, do it right now, dog.
It just looks like a light switch flipping on and off.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. You guys are crazy.
Hell yeah. What's the other?
This right here is
That made you laugh?
This is
Yeah, no, I just like how we went from meat spin, and then he's like, all right, here's this video of some guy drilling a pumpkin.
Oh, yeah, it's all over
so,
the place.
Are you guys into DIY?
I don't mind it.
You don't mind it?
I like seeing like cool ways to like use a hammer.
If you can't fix your own shit, you're kind of a pussy.
Well,
I'm just gonna put that out
this is
there.
this is a very creative thing. We have Halloween coming up, and this is a good way for anybody that is watching or will watch this episode. This is something you could decorate your yard for the upcoming holiday, Halloween, the good pagan holiday of ages.
Witches be tripping.
Yes, sir.
Witches do be tripping.
Yeah. And be getting sacrificed in
Into the
Salem.
fire.
Now, he drilled the bottom of one of them plastic pumpkin candy bags.
Dude, and the whole time I thought that was a real pumpkin.
Yeah, me too.
Until right now.
I was like, where are the juices flowing out? At least save the seeds for a nice treat.
He's putting one of them solar yard lights in it, and look how it fits.
Dude, it looks like he has a hat. Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, this rules. This is really cool DIY stuff. Now look at the nighttime. Your yard will look so cool for the Halloween season.
I'm
Dude,
too
I
young.
feel like-
I'm too young for this shit. You guys are like 33 and 40. I'm 28.
I know we're so interested by this. We're like, dude, that dude's the fucking Martha Stewart of dudes.
dog. I'm still trick or treating, my guy. Okay.
I'm filling that shit up with candy.
You guys are
ain't
the ones
worried
that
about lighting it.
you're setting up the pumpkins up. I'm the 28-year-old. Like, let's fucking smash it. This Colt 45 hit real hard.
Oh,
That's cool
man.
though.
I remember those days.
Yeah, the good old days. Back when days were simple.
Have you ever had an awkward experience on an elevator?
Every elevator ride is awkward. Even if I know everyone in the
Because
elevator.
you make it,
Yeah.
or because
yeah, I guess you're not allowed to. You have to have your pants on.
I feel
don't
like
know.
I get awkward in elevators because I think it's gonna be bad. Like you walk into the situation, you're like, dude, this shit's gonna be awkward. And I feel like you get in your head.
Has it been this bad ever?
Me now. I'm gonna touch you.
What?
Alright, dude. What the flip?
What?
I don't know
Dude,
what's worse.
You
that
know
guy
he
being,
wants that dude to touch him. Like,
Yeah,
you said, what the flip?
I don't know what's worse. Well, I know what's worse, but for the sake of the joke, is it worse that the guy's like, I want to touch you, or the guy's like, what the flip is going on here, Paul? Okay.
Dude, I know
it's
I can
way
touch
more
a dude
funny
that
with
says
the what the flip.
What? That's not edited. That's real.
That's super real, dude.
Now what the
No, I've never had a worse elevator ride. The worst thing I've had is like some old woman that hasn't taken a shower in
Like,
3
calm
days.
down, Josh.
Dude,
Sitting
the
right next,
old,
standing right
old
next
fat
to me.
lady smell.
Oh yeah, you get that must.
Dude, there's like, and like some of them, like you could tell the ones that take care of themselves, they don't have that under the flap stench.
After a while, nobody takes care of themselves. I want you guys to know that.
Wait, what do you mean by flap? Are you talking fupa or armpits?
Under the titty too.
Oh
about
yeah, I
foreskin.
forgot about under titty. Usually the armpit's the worst. I forgot about boob sweat. It's not actually. It's less sexy when you experience it more.
it's very similar to the armpit, I believe.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
fupa's got to be the worst because then you got like the little. Am I the only one that still gets lint in their belly button?
No, every day I do, man.
Every day.
As I get older, I feel like I never had that before, but as I get older, I'll be like, wake up, and it's always fucking there for no reason.
Have you ever done it when you haven't worn a t-shirt in 2 days and you're like, where'd that lint come from?
Yeah, right. Like you're just like, this is
What
a
the
phantom
fuck is-
lint.
I think I need to go to the doctor.
Right. You're growing the shit now. Like,
Yeah.
You guys like drunk driving videos?
Hell yeah, dude.
Drunk driving
fucked
is
up.
what I
He
like
really
to do.
fucked up. He really fucked up. Are you fucking serious?
I've never seen a car like that.
He's
Oh,
fucking
his
serious.
car
This
is
is
side.
not
Of course
okay.
you wouldn't.
Is there a car?
Look at this guy.
Oh, is that a boy? That's a man. Why is he all sweaty?
He's still driving.
Oh, he's fucked
It's a
up.
fat small boy.
He looks like, what are you guys doing?
And he's almost home in his mind. He's like, dude, I'm there. I
He
finally made it.
gave the look of confusion, like, why are you guys in the street?
Yeah, like get the fuck out of my
I'm
way.
trying
I'm
to
drive.
drive.
Here.
Sorry, my engine's not working right now, but get out of the street.
Jarrod is a big proponent of cat videos. He's brought them up several times. So I found a animal compilation.
Hell yeah, dude.
Just for you, Jarrod. I curated this for
I
you.
like to watch those on my own, though. I know you like your fart videos and you show them. I know not to show cat
Look at
videos.
Is that a seal or a cat?
Right.
That's
It
not a
could be
fucking
either.
cat. That's a
cat with
fucking
its ears
seal.
cut off.
Dude, it's hissing, and this dude sticks his finger in its mouth.
Where are the ears?
And it,
That's what I'm saying.
dude, when
It
they
does,
hiss,
seal.
they point them back.
Oh, no, but also cats have the what are they have whiskers coming out of the top of their head,
Dude,
like above
that's a
their
cat.
eyebrows.
That's
a
for
fucking
real?
seal, dog.
That's a
I've
cat,
never
bro.
noticed a cat with whiskers hanging out of their eyebrows.
Oh no, they hang them
have
out
it?
above over here sometimes.
They do.
Yeah,
Dude, I
they don't
fucking-
go up straight. They go like curve forward, kind of like reverse flow of hair.
I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I hate fucking cats, but I watch them for hours on the internet.
They're so interesting.
Cats are cool. I'm actually like
yeah,
cats
right.
now.
You can't trust a cat. Like I will beat any cat I see just because I know it did something.
But if you ever gave a cat wet food, they're like, oh, I fucking love you, motherfucker.
Yeah,
You give a cat wet food, you got a friend for 5 minutes.
But they'll turn on you after
For
that.
a
5
solid
minutes
But
and
then they
get
go
nasty.
take a dump. I was like, yeah, I want to lay on those dirty clothes now. And you're like, what the fuck, dude?
I do like cats for the fact that they're super independent. They're like, I will come up to you when I want affection. Other than that, fuck off and leave me alone.
Cats are kind of like men.
And that's why I probably hate them because they're too much like me. You know what I'm saying?
And you're so not gay.
Why didn't it say cats are gay? I didn't make that statement.
I'm like a
but
cat
they
sometimes.
probably are. I feel like my cat tried to haunt me a couple times.
I mean,
Yeah, probably
this cat looks pretty gay.
That's a fucking seal, dude. That's not a cat.
And yes, he does look gay with a finger in his
I
mouth.
hope someone calls and says that's a fucking seal.
Excuse me?
That's
He
a
said-
dog.
he said
you
bitch.
said cats.
I said animals.
Oh, you did say animals.
Oh, that's
I was ready for
torture.
the cats.
Oh, that's fucking awesome. That's dope. I don't like when cats attack dogs for no reason.
That dog was about to maul them.
I'm not a fan of that. Hell yeah, dog.
Oh no, I can't play that.
Why? Oh, yeah.
Oh, music, copyright?
Yes. But I feel like if that's all over the place, I feel like that wouldn't get a copyright.
Isn't there a 3-second rule?
I hope so, or else this shit's canceled. Like, we're not getting this one on,
We'll be
on
all right.
the internet.
Look at that
That's
dog took a
dope.
ride on the other dog.
They're friends, dude.
Dude, that rules.
That's still a seal. I don't see a cat. Can you look up a
It's
picture?
not
Look
a
up a picture.
fucking seal,
Look up a
dude.
picture of a seal hissing and put them right
I don't
next
know.
to each
I
other.
feel like it also looks like an old school tattoo of a cat. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so it could be, I guess.
Look up black seal hissing. That's a fucking seal.
Would you
Little
stick
bit.
your finger in that thing's mouth?
No.
I'll stick my finger in that thing's asshole.
What? What? Jared.
Jared.
You're the second worst Jared to ever live after that statement. The first was Jared
I
from
know.
Subway, who was a pedophile.
Well, I knew you were gonna say that, and I feel like he gives all Jareds a bad name.
He
and I
does.
feel like I say my name, and I'm really offended to say it. I'm like, I'm sorry I have to tell you my name is
My
that.
name's Jared.
So,
Do you ever
Bryan-
walk into Subway and be like, hey, what's up? My name's Jared. And they're like, cool.
I hate that throughout my life. If I say my name's Jared, they're like the Subway guy.
No, you know what we
They
used
start
to
throwing rocks at
It's
you.
just
And shit.
about, yeah, like
Me and Jared used to do a lot of music together a long time ago throughout our teens, our 20s.
What was your rap name?
I didn't have one.
He's a
well,
musician.
Jay Lee would be my
Jay Lee. Not Jared.
performance
Not
name, I
Tuna
guess.
Melt Jared.
No, you
No,
know.
because I never rapped. I don't rap, but
okay.
I do make music too.
Okay.
He's
But-
a musician. He was a fire guitarist, drummer, all kinds of stuff.
I was
Writer.
actually rapping yesterday, which is wild.
All right. Well,
I had a
on
really
this
good- I had a
show,
really good
hey,
line.
what is really wild is on this show we make everybody freestyle. You got one for
Are you
us?
serious?
Swear.
We do this to people that bring it up.
Oh fuck! God damn it! I didn't know. I wasn't prepped. I only had one good line.
Well, just spit your verse that you said in that, because we had one chick who came in here and spit like
Melissa
fucking Paul
Logsden
Wall.
came in and did Paul Wall.
and she murdered it
For
like,
real?
without
Yeah,
hearing
dude.
a beat.
Melissa
like,
looks like a mom of 7 in Berea.
Dude, she
Yeah,
did Paul Wall.
dude.
It was so funny.
pull that up because he does the beatboxing. And I know that's not the way Paul Wall says it, but she still killed that shit.
I don't know if I
Like,
could freestyle right now because I'm not. If I would have known I was freestyling, I would have actually like wrote the shit down.
So I know you don't watch us.
No, but I had one line. It was something about because you know when you freestyle, when you, like how I get into rhythm of freestyling, before I can come up with good bars, I just talk about having sex. Like that's how I'm like, oh yeah, get that pussy.
But I feel like that's
right
a
up
good
on my
way to
dick.
start. That's
yeah,
like a
and then,
relatable
you
song.
hype yourself up, and then you're like, okay, my thoughts are sporadic. Then you just start going into like.
So I know
words.
when you rap and ladies listen up, that's how that dude lays it down. Like if you suck,
He
you're
gets-
like, oh, you ain't gonna get it, but
he
you
like-
got it. Like you
he
rap
gets-
about
he
it.
gets
gotta
the-
get it.
You rap like you make love, dude.
You got to get the flow down,
He
and
gets-
then you get rhythm.
He gets
Hell
the
yeah.
juices flowing figuratively and literally.
Yes.
He's talking about my penis.
So
I'm wet
asked-
right now.
Yeah, I'm dripping, dude.
Oh man! Last week I asked our last guest. He was punk rock writer, songwriter, all kinds of things, and I couldn't keep him on track with the conversation. But I want to ask you the same thing. How do you feel about women being in men's sports or men being in women's sport?
So this is, I don't know if anyone has this opinion yet. I actually am a full supporter of like women in men's sports.
Me too.
Because it would be if Lisa Leslie joined the NBA.
Are you saying if it's its own league?
I just think it'd be entertaining as fuck. You know?
Dude, I would love to see.
Dude,
men
I
and
feel like,
women
but I will
compete.
feel like I heard you say that, and in my mind, and I know where everybody else mind goes.
Yeah.
Like, you just really
Like
want to beat
why?
up a chick.
No, not even that. But like Air Bud. Do you guys ever see Air Bud 2 when he was when he was playing football? This is perfect, okay? So Air Bud 2.
I think I watched Air Bud play soccer.
After
He was
Air,
like, let's take a hard right. Like, let's go to the.
after Air Bud and Air Bud 1 dominated the basketball league in that high school. In the high school league, he dominated. And then the
I think I can
offseason-
stuff a fucking dog.
The offseason.
Like, a dog tries to dunk on me, I'm stuffing that dude.
Well,
Like,
no,
I'm Michael Jordan in that situation.
That's what happens in Air Bud 2. He plays football, and then Air Bud's whooping ass, and he doesn't jump over the offensive line with the ball. And
You can't catch a dog.
Some kid fucking tackles the fuck out of the dog, and the dog's in the helmet, and just like
Dude, I gotta watch
on the
this.
side. Oh, it's hilarious.
Real
And I
life.
was like, you know what? If that was in real sports, if you sign a contract and you make good money,
You'll
like,
never catch a
it's-
dog.
No, but he jumped over, and the kid was frustrated because one of his buddies lost a starting spot on the team.
Yeah,
they were getting
Over
their,
a dog,
If you're getting
though,
your
that's what I'm
ass, if
saying.
you're getting your ass kicked by a dog that got like somehow was all right to play football,
He's team captain.
Fuck that, dude. I would make an illegal tackle.
it's part of the sport. The
I
dog,
would catch a flag for that one.
the
Fuck
dog
that.
should know. Okay, like
Right.
dogs are intelligent animals.
No, but like for real, have you ever chased a dog that's trying to keep a
it's-
toy from
it's
you?
rough.
You won't catch it.
No,
Ever.
but the dog had pads on and a helmet.
Yeah.
So
that makes a difference.
So
So
are you
yeah,
comparing,
he lost like 5 miles per hour probably.
Are you comparing females and male sports to humans competing against dogs?
Okay, that I didn't finish
crazy
my
too,
statement, but I'm saying if
Like, I'm not
if-
saying
if
dogs
by,
should compete in
no
sports.
by the rules of Air Bud 2. By the rules of Air Bud 2, I'm fucking making this argument. By Air Bud 2,
Dude,
if that
lean in
kid's
and
gonna
go
hit
for
a
it,
dog
bro.
and no one boycotted that fucking movie. They're like, oh, the dog, like everyone watching the movie, they're like, we believe that the dog got tackled, but it is football, so is it wrong? If a girl's playing like football with a bunch of men and she gets hit hard, you can't give special treatment. That's
It is
sports.
what it is.
It's sports.
And that's exactly.
I want to see a transgender fucking league.
Now,
that would
check
be
this out.
awesome.
Me too.
Even
No, I feel that.
Even people that are against transgender people, if there was a transgender sports league,
I would
those
love
dudes
it.
might hate watch it, but they're still watching
Well,
it, bringing in
I would
numbers,
like
and then
to-
those people get paid.
I would curiosity watch it because
100%, it'd be
actually-
awesome.
dude. It would be epic.
I would like them to put Johnny, like a trans, in the position of Johnny Manziel or something, like a very low rate quarterback, a
Yeah.
very low rate position, like where you're not setting the standard very high, and see
Yeah.
what happens. You know,
I don't think it's crazy to ask for a transgender football league or something,
Dude,
And
it's
and
not
then
crazy.
Confuse the fuck out of the hardcore conservatives that are like, oh, I don't like trans. There's always
Yeah,
transgender.
dude.
and I
Yeah.
love that. Like,
and put the trans people, trans men to women, now trans women, put them in like bikinis and shit, and just make a bunch of people that hate trans people
yes.
want to
dude,
jerk off to
I'm
it. It's
all
hilarious.
I'm all about making shit uncomfortable.
100%.
That's why I'm the most turned on. I feel.
And if those athletes get paid, and if they get paid more than WNBA, then that's a whole nother argument.
Yeah, right.
It's kind of funny.
Like, dude, would it be crazy if transgender took off so much that they surpassed women's basketball? Like, you know what I'm
Probably.
saying?
They would immediately.
100%.
You think so? They make more than women athletes
immediately.
Probably.
Dude, women are like, why do you put them on such a low scale?
I think, I just know that women's sports right now do not bring in a super income, and I know that when...
Well, they don't because they're not putting asses in seats, but...
Exactly, and if you start promoting right now, if they said there's a trans fight league, the trans football league, the trans basketball league, everybody would tune in, and then the curiosity will keep you coming back.
I would watch it.
If I'm a chick who's fucking slam dunking, swanging dick, like I swear to God, I'm more entertained than
dude. LeBron
women's
James with
basketball.
tits out there just ruling, dude.
Fuck
yeah, dude.
I would, and that's not a thing. I wouldn't even hate watch it. I wouldn't be like, oh fucking I would be like, this is fuck. I want to see this shit.
Yeah,
like, this is interesting.
Dude, I'm down for it too.
Some transgender woman with like big ass titties and wearing a cup.
Dude, do you feel
and
like
a bra and panties just shoving somebody, going fucking like at the speed of Tyreek Hill? I'm like, this is awesome.
Well, serious question.
This is so cool.
Do you feel like if they'd stop reading stories and start slam dunking, fucking even the hardcore right would fucking love them?
Oh yeah, if you
stop reading books to our children and fucking slam like Jordan, you
imagine,
bitch.
Yes.
Imagine if Leah Thomas was in the WNBA and Leah Thomas did a tomahawk dunk. People would be like, "Fuck Leah."
Yeah,
great
that's
play.
going viral.
This is
and
the
even
third
dudes
dunk
like,
in the WNBA we've ever seen.
Well, I know she's got a dick, but she can play.
Yeah, fuck yeah. And then she's bringing the sport up. Every woman gets paid.
Together.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Like the trans movement is all wrong. All they have to do is
watch the sport.
Infiltrate our sports.
There's Browns fans. We know we suck, but we still watch it. Imagine if Cleveland had a good trans women's football league. We'd be going to every game,
dude,
tailgating,
and we're questioning the gender of most of the Browns. You know what I'm saying? What are you here for?
OBJ left.
Yeah, and he's hurt again.
No, but I brought this up because it segues into our last video for the night.
Trans porn.
No. This has to do with
you have to actually search that to get it to come up. I've never once seen it. Like
this
it's not my algorithm.
You gotta search it.
This is a pronouns and transgender.
It's wild.
Yeah.
This is a pronouns and transgender video, and it was all over the internet. It blew up like a couple of nights ago.
We can't talk man to man? We can't talk man to man?
I don't think that's possible.
That's not possible?
Dude, and that dude, like, or whatever she wants to be called, is fucking that dude up. That dude thinks he's the shit right now with his little ponytail. He's like, dude, I could take care of this. That chick is scrappy.
He looks like Val Kilmer in a 90s movie where he's the villain.
Right?
He's like, listen here, whatever you are. And she's like, I will fuck you up.
Do you not know?
He's out right now. Now sit down, little miss.
He looks like Batman's butler.
No, that chick is fuck, or dude, whatever. I don't want to call him the wrong thing, but that is Popeye for sure. She's gonna eat some spinach and fuck that day off.
Look at the arms.
Yeah, I see them. They look
They're
like
small,
mine.
but they're physique.
They look like mine.
Same. Look at all of our arms. She's in more shape than all three of us combined.
She might be.
He or they. I don't know.
He.
Yeah, we're drinking Bud Light. We
No, he's just got weight, so he's like a man. He's like, I got weight on her. I think like I could pack a powerful punch behind that weight.
No, he's
that chick is pure muscle, and she's fucking his day up.
He's fucking his day up.
Yeah, he's fucking his day up.
You got to fix your pronouns right here because
we just did something good.
I tried.
Yes.
I said she, then I said he. I deserve a fucking medal.
Well, I've explained
awesome.
this.
You really do.
Thank you.
I am so confused by gender, and I don't mean to call people what they don't want to be called, but I'm just gonna call you what I want, and I think you should call me what you want.
Now that's
like,
what.
Fuck that.
But Jarrod, this argument that you haven't been listening to. That's what they're arguing about.
No, because she said you should definitely call me something, right? And he said I'm not gonna call you that. Is that what you're saying?
No, it started off with him saying something like, "Ma'am, you got to get out of the aisle."
Restart the video.
But that's his reality, not hers. You know what I'm saying? Like
you just said the opposite, though.
I don't know if I did.
You did.
And on playback, maybe I'll realize I did, but I don't think I did.
You did?
I love how you saved yourself, though.
Yeah, you did.
You're like, I did not. He goes, you did. And you're like, well, if I did, then I'll figure that out. But I don't believe I
dude,
did.
I'm not ever going to say I'm right or wrong because nobody ever is.
He's like
anybody who says they're 100% right about everything, like they're not.
That's A, very deep, and I agree with it, and B, a great way to win this argument against Jeremy.
He always wins. He always wins because of a technicality like that.
Hey, isn't life a technicality?
Always. It's how you perceive things, not me.
I'm not technicality. I'm a man.
Dude, I think that, and I think that would win 100% of arguments if you were just like, hey, I feel like this about something, and I have the right to feel like that. That's my reality, but you also have the right to feel you do.
Like, but listen to how this starts. Listen to how this starts.
Okay, I won't.
He
talk.
says, "Miss, I need you."
You're not here. Like,
we can't talk man to man. We can't talk man to man.
I don't think that's possible.
That's not possible. Why?
I don't think it's possible because there's only one man standing in this aisle right now. Now sit down, little miss. Before I go ahead and get, I'm gonna go ahead.
Dude, he said little miss though, which was over.
He fucked up. He fucked up. He's in the wrong.
He is.
Because you're not confirming the document that I have.
You don't want to.
Because it's not for anybody to question somebody else's reality. That's just who you are.
The other person was casually like, let's talk man to man, and he's like, I'm gonna fucking make you feel like shit. He believed her.
He did that on purpose. You're right.
That's the problem with this shit.
You know, there's actually a problem with both sides of this video.
Oh, what do you think the other? What's his problem?
His ponytail.
I think
Who am I talking about?
Both of them have the same exact issue right now with me.
Not listening.
I feel like you may be right. Like
they are acting ridiculous on a cramped airplane. Don't nobody want to hear that shit.
No.
But they can both respect each other's opinions, and I think that's the difference between crazy people who are like too far one way or too far the other. Is like, dude, you can find some rationality in anything.
This looks like the left and
I'm
the
not
right
living your
side
life, and I
of-
don't pretend to be.
This is like the left and the right of our politics today. This is that in a nutshell.
No one's listening. It's just chaos.
Yes. And everybody
Whoever
else
can scream louder is the winner.
Because they're both frustrated.
And everyone else on the airplane is pissed off that they haven't taken off yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just held the shit up. Like, you don't feel stupid
I want
about
the end of
that?
this video, some guy's like, yo, can I get that beer? Like, I ordered it 5 minutes ago.
You need to get. She need to get up out of
She need to get up out of
And they're both fighting what their realities are.
Hold on. So the guy that's filming this just spoke, and I think he's saying that she is in the wrong because she's debating with this man over her seating arrangement, I believe.
Right.
Hold on, let's hear this.
I'm not the authority. I'm not the authority that assigned you.
You need to get. She need to get up
You don't have any authority at all.
But no matter what your fight is, if you've done told somebody something they don't want to hear, and then you followed up with what you're right about, like, you should have shut your fucking mouth about that whole other part. You should have said, dude, I can't help you. Like, your seat was changed or whatever. But because he said all that, he caused more of a problem.
I don't think this is a changed seat situation. I think that she's wrong about where she was seated.
She can't, but she
He was wrong.
Fuck you, Jeremy.
No, and he
son of a bitch, I got caught again.
Motherfucker.
Dude, and he can be right or wrong. It doesn't matter. The fact that they went through all that first part, that was irrelevant.
Was this Spirit or United?
Oh, dude, this has to be Frontier.
Okay, that clarifies it. Because if you go Frontier, like, you just got to accept that shit like that's going to happen.
I ride Frontier.
If that happens on United, I'm like, hold up, I didn't buy this nice ticket.
This motherfucker,
super expensive.
no,
I didn't buy this nice ticket to hear this shit.
No.
Both of you guys shut up, and I want to eat my caviar right
This
now.
dude has been on one plane in his life, and he acts like he knows.
I know.
He explained that shit on the show, his first plane ride,
that
like
shit-
a month ago.
It was Frontier. It was Frontier.
Oh, so you're like,
Yeah,
it must have been that. There must be better than this. Like,
But if you're in first class and hear that shit, that's where everyone gets involved. Like, shut up! I'm trying to watch Pinocchio, the live-action remake.
because that's rational people. They're like, dude, we have too much money to worry about anything.
Yeah,
That's a good point.
Yeah,
that's
seriously.
actually a good point, though. That wouldn't happen in first class because this is obviously stressed and overworked people with stresses in their lives.
Both people are stressed.
You don't
Plus,
get into
first
that
class
kind of
people, they
argument in
teach
public like
first-
that because of a seating arrangement if you're rich.
First class people are taught etiquette above everything, though.
No, money does buy happiness. And
Oh, it does.
Whenever
but I'm
people
saying
say that
as
it doesn't, that's a lie.
When you have money, your first thing is to act snooty and like have your etiquette about you because you don't care. You know what I'm saying?
How much?
You have a different air about yourself.
How much do you think that the flight attendants actually make?
Hey, speaking of being frustrated,
Do you think
poor,
first
is my
class
car-
cares?
Is my car still there?
Oh shit! You know what? Let me check this out for you.
Are they gonna tow it? Like,
Yeah, do cars get towed?
I don't think so.
They do get towed,
Well-
but I don't think so neither. You're good.
Fuck yeah. I parked my car illegally.
When I was like young, I worked for a tow truck company.
And he was a shithead about it too.
Well,
Don't let this dude
and it
act all
was-
high and mighty.
Well, no, I'm not. I'm gonna bring myself down to a crazy level because we were doing crime crazy.
It was
right?
super crime, dude.
What we would do is we would drive around parking lots, like where people were illegally parked, and we'd have contracts with those parking lots or whatever, and we would
He was
snatch
like,
their car
"Oh,
up.
you're too far over the yellow line.
Yeah,
Grab
anything.
your
Or if
shit."
you're not, this ain't your parking spot. We would yoke it up. We would take it back to the shop. And I've had times where I was cutting off a catalytic converter or like chopping this shit up, and the customer would walk in and be like, what are you doing? I was like, oh, I was supposed to do that car. You know what I'm saying?
Hold on, are we past the statute of limitation?
I don't care, dude. I'm a criminal, but I don't do like hood crime. I don't steal. I don't do any of that. I'll do the
You're
white
white collar.
Yeah. You just sell Subway.
Like if you do petty crime, you're a fucking bitch because I hate you because you're trying to get over on your own people.
Do
some crime to the rich.
Jared was a
blue collar criminal.
blue collar
Yes.
criminal.
Oh, for sure.
He was
Always.
he was a criminal with work boots.
He's spitting his Copenhagen. I didn't choose this life. It chose me.
Dude, I'll never get over on a man that is on the same level as me. But you got something more, I'm gonna take it.
And with that,
you got a Subaru?
Yeah, right.
Let's do this.
Well, I'm driving a Volkswagen, so that might be a step up.
Yeah, you fucking Nazi.
Everybody says that.
You're
you know?
not a
like,
Nazi. But
I'm like, why are you guys calling me racist? I just drive the people's car.
Yeah, it's a white Volkswagen.
Unfortunately. No, just kidding.
And
It's not.
Bryan, I really appreciate you coming on for tonight's episode. Do you have anything that you want to plug or anywhere that people can find you and see your next up and coming anythings?
You can follow me on Instagram or Twitter at the Bryan Sternik, Bryan with a Y. The Bryan Sternik. I'm assuming I'll get tagged in this, so it's cool. On Instagram and Twitter, go add me on Facebook. It's fine. You can see me on the Funny Bus. If you ever want to get me in a tour, I'm not on every tour. There's a couple other people. That girl with the lazy eye, that girl that was in theater. They also do it. So you gotta, if you want to do it with me, you gotta message me and be like, hey, are you doing this date? And I'll tell you yes or no, and then I'll tell you dates I can do.
Nice.
Also, I run shows, Secret Society shows. We're actually doing less shows now, but every Saturday night at 11:30 we have a late show at Mahal's in the upstairs apartment. Also, fun fact, if you ever buy tickets, I think tickets are $20. Read the whole fucking ticket thing because there might be a promo code that no one's fucking taking
And there's a
advantage
cover
of.
charge on top of it.
Yeah, there might be a promo code. Yeah, it's like $1 or some shit. But
that rules,
it's like
dude.
He's like, well, wait, it's not that much.
well, no, not the promo. I'm talking about the
ticket,
charge.
there's
It's like
extra.
maybe 21 or something. But there's a promo code if you read where you get the tickets. And you can see me on there. I'll be in Cleveland a lot throughout the year. Probably in January, I'm probably going on the road doing more comedy. So I just want to put that out there, just to fucking put it out there.
And I would like to put out there that, like, hook me up with the lazy eye chick. I'm half-hearted, so I think we're a match made
I
in
can
heaven.
text Julia right now. I'll be like, hey.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I'll hook you up.
You know, come see me. I got a lazy arm, but, you know.
The lazy eye
I
with the
can
lazy
do it.
arm.
Yeah, the lazy family.
The lazy family.
Oh, man. We can't
Her
say
body,
the
her
original.
choice. We ain't having kids.
Damn, I can't believe you caught on with that so quick. Thank you guys very much for tuning in to NoOutletLive. We'll see you next week. Peace. Oh, what is going on here?
Is it still live?
We probably are.
We'll see you next time.
It always ends.
This has been No Outlet Live.